Warning, this podcast includes content not suitable for younger audiences, or older audiences, or anybody really. Run while you still can. We're the Hapless Heroes.
Shit sandwich.
Hondo lifts a leg and kicks her in the head.
Oh my god!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very, very, very special episode of Hapless Heroes. So tonight we're kind of without a couple of our main cast members. We decided we're still going to record and called in some troops. So I'm going to pass the torch over to Dave here to kind of give us a little intro and talk about what's going to happen tonight. This is going to be a full play session. We're going to just go through until we find a natural end. So it might be a couple hours, maybe 3 hours. Who knows?
Who knows? It's going to be a fun time. So, yeah. So, long story short, I got the word that we were going to be doing a very special episode with about 28 hours notice. And like most DMs who are given that kind of notice to write 3 hours worth of in-game material, well, I go with what I know. And what I know happens to be what we're going to be doing tonight is an adaptation of one of my very favorite modules in all of gaming history. It's called Injection, and it was a module written for Battlebards of the 23rd Century, which is a sci-fi, shoot everything you lay eyes on kind of game happening in the future. Lots of aliens, whole source books full of nothing but guns. And we're going to strip that down and turn it into something D&D friendly. On the fly.
Mother of mercy.
Because that's how we fucking roll up in here.
Sweet Mother of mercy.
Sweet Christmas. So we'll start by introducing our cast members and having them give just a brief description of their character and what they're doing. So first on my left, we have Francesco. And who are you playing?
I am playing Rock Nanak.
Rock Nanak.
And he is a Furbolg druid.
All right.
Of the moon. So he can shapeshift a lot and do some cool stuff.
Okay, so that kind of druid of the moon as opposed to the one who just sort of drops trow at inappropriate times.
He might, though, because he actually is completely oblivious to social expectations. He's been a hermit.
Does he even have pants on right now?
I would say it's definitely they're
questionable.
Pretty rough pants. They're pretty rough pants.
Air quote pants.
Hewn together with like random leaves and things of the forest. Pretty much like he looks like a giant Viking elf is the best way I can describe him. Like long, but like with a long white beard, pulled back hair, pointy ears, and he's 7'6" and 300 pounds. But he's a super, super nice guy.
A gentle giant.
In fact, he enjoys the world's delights a little too much now that he's returned to it.
All right, and to his left we have John playing the incomparable. I do love this character, by the way, Hondo the Merciless. So, John, tell us a little bit about Hondo.
So Hondo is a bounty hunter who already believes he is the greatest mercenary in the world. His ego is insurmountable.
Fabulous. So a little bit more about him. Like, what is he a human? Is he?
He is a human.
Okay.
He tends to charge in blindly, but he is also prone to pushing others ahead of him if it suits his purposes.
All right. It's fantastic. Now, going around the table to John's left, we have James. And who are you playing tonight?
I will be playing Sidious Vale.
Sidious Vale. See, that's a name you can set your watch to. If you were setting your watch to evil.
Haha. Sidious is the son of a whore, and at a young age, he made a dark deal to acquire a bit of a magique. However, as he grew up,
is that spelled with a Q?
He started to see the evils of the world, and he resented a bit this devilish deal he once made.
Which is interesting.
So
because
he lives a life of
most of the
turmoil.
Most of the world would see a tiefling as the evils of the world because, well, you look like the devil.
Right. You got like big horns and stuff.
Yes.
Horns, the tail, cloven hooves, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they
Yes,
do now.
I'm a tiefling warlock.
Damn.
All right. And to his left, to round out our group for the evening, we've got Melvin, played by Zach. Now tell us a little bit about Melvin.
His name is Melvin Illuminumion, and he's a half elf. He's a half elf sorcerer,
All right.
and he seems to be some sort of a librarian, and he's a sort of a brainy guy. And he first gained his powers after being bullied by other elves, and given a swirly in an elf toilet, and upon emerging from the soiled waters, he had his sorcerer's powers.
And his name is Melvin.
Melvin
Which is like the
Illuminumion.
most appropriate name for a bullied librarian. Like in the history of everything. Like I can't even top that.
Melvinium.
And it just happened by chance too.
It did.
I was thinking of this character today and naming him Melvin, and then Fran gave me this character sheet, and I was like, "Well, this is perfect.
This is Melvin.
This is Melvin.
This is the Melvin I hoped and dreamed for.
Yeah, so and there's your glimpse into the creative process of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
Yeah.
Wherein we come up with a couple of wacky names and we literally just bullshit our way through it.
This week
It
on
seems
Behind
to
the
be
Music.
working well for us so far.
It's been working fantastically
Good
well.
for
Like
me, guy.
it doesn't even have a right to be working this well.
No, it's okay. Well, we'll just keep riding on its coattails until it catches
Yeah,
up to us.
until something terrible happens. But anyway, so we're going to play a game wherein we all give everyone characters that were rolled up on the same day, and I'm gonna on the fly adapt an adventure, and this is gonna be the coolest shit ever, unless it isn't.
In which case, direct your complaints.
Squarely at my ass.
Insert Fran's email here.
No, I'm not putting my email in it. Anyways,
Anyhow, so we set the scene in the beautiful resort town of Mount Rose.
Oh,
In the Grand Kingdom of Cron Nessus, a couple of days' ride down the shoreline, a nice tropical climate. It's a seaside town in a harbor. The mountains, the namesake Mount Rose, is right behind it. Absolutely gorgeous, idyllic paradise that you guys find yourselves in because you were all invited here.
ooh,
Mount Rose?
Mount Rose.
It's the beginning of Enter the Dragon.
who
Like
invited
rose
us?
as in like a flower, or rose as in perpendicular to columns?
Rose, like the flower.
As in kissed by a rose on the grave.
No Batman here to save you guys yet, but you have all received
No.
invitations. They were unsigned,
Unsigned.
but they all have the unique sigil of a raven with his wings spread looking off to the side at the bottom of the invite,
Okay.
with a promise for answers that you were looking for. That you are to speak with a man named Claude at the casino, which is right on the waterfront there in Mount Rose, at 10 in the morning, not to be confused with 11 in the afternoon, but 10 in the morning on a Tuesday. And this is right around the late springtime. We're just kind of getting toward the summer months, but haven't quite gotten there yet. The weather
That's
here
nice,
is
yeah.
fantastic as always because, well, tropical climates. Like, let's consider this like the south of France or something.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Beautiful.
Yep. So you guys, all coming from various parts
Do we
of
know
the
each
world.
other?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Nor do you even know that anybody else is arriving until you all reach our good friend Funky Claude.
I would like to say that before I enter the resort, because I am this 6 or 7'6" like hulking mass of
Yes.
like humanoid,
Yeah.
I'm going to use my short rest ability to just use disguise self as a furbolg magic
Yeah.
ability to make myself appear like human or like elf height, so like more like maybe around 6 feet tall,
Okay.
so that I fit in or blend in a little bit more
All
with the people here.
That's good. Now that we're all arriving somewhere in public, and I know not all of you are really big on public sorts of people, I'd like to ask the Jake from Stig Farm question. What are y'all wearing?
Well, Rock has no idea what the hell to wear, so he's just wearing like these sort of like leafy, like studded leather garbs.
Okay.
Like there's like they're made of like leather and but the studs are more made of wood. It's all natural, like, you know, because
All right.
druids kind of
Slightly
keep things
leather armor.
like that. Yeah, right.
Okay.
But you know, very leafy and like loose and baggy.
All right.
Now that I'm a little shorter.
Awesome. Hondo, what are you wearing?
Hondo is wearing very fancy armor.
Fancy armor.
Extremely decorated, but still useful and versatile in his movements.
What kind of armor are we talking about here?
What, that splint? Heavy armor. Yeah. Heavy armor.
Heavy armor, like a splint mail. Okay. You get some really odd looks as you are walking into a resort waterfront casino.
But I look like
In
a badass.
armor, ostensibly, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and assume that you're also armed to the teeth while you do this.
Yes. Proudly, nonetheless.
People are, yes. I don't know whether you're not the sort to be oblivious about it, but people are looking at you funny.
Oh, I'm aware, and I love it.
Alrighty then, Sidious. People are already looking at you funny and giving the Malocchio, you know, trying to ward off the evil eye as you walk past. But just humor us. What are you wearing?
Sidious pushes open the door to the casino wearing a all-white bathing suit bottom that contrasts his black skin perfectly. And it even has a little tail hole where his dragon tail can swing out the back of his swimsuit.
Devil tail.
I absolutely loathe the fact that I am about to ask this question. And part of me really does not want the answer. But is it trunks or a Speedo?
Trunks.
I was actually,
We're here.
I was actually
God.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was curious.
So
If it was personal life, it would probably be a Speedo, but I feel like he would
relief
have
on-
some modesty, and he's rolling in, trunks on, ready to party.
Thank-
He wants answers, but he's ready to party. We're at a resort.
The relief on this side of the screen is palpable, folks. All right, Melvin.
I'm a little bit more modest than Sidious. I'm wearing my red scholar's robes and sort of a large skull cap that hides the points of my half elven ears,
Okay.
and sort of like Roman sandals with long straps that move up the ankles.
Some real old-timey magic user garb
Yeah.
going on there. It's interesting. People might mistake you for a wizard if you happen to be wearing a lot of books.
And if we all...
If they make that mistake, that's their problem.
It is. That's a them problem. That is not a you problem because you didn't advertise yourself as anything. You're just wearing clothes.
I'm modest.
You do get a little bit of funny looks because, well, it's all fine and good seeing a magic user in a school or in a research institute, or even wearing the formal blue robes of the civil mages, as there would be around here.
I gotta say, I just look like a librarian.
Okay. So things are going on here in the kingdom of Kron Nessus, and just to kind of catch the party and the listeners up just a little bit, Kron Nessus is to the southwest of the kingdom of Erelon, where we've all started, and it is home to, north of here, the great city of Tarantus.
there's a large sea between Erelon and Tarantus.
Yeah. But,
You couldn't swim across it?
No.
Okay.
no. It's
It's several days' journey by boat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And by the special kinds of boats that would be sailing in and out of the harbor at Tarantus. Now, Tarantus isn't the pastoral paradise that is the kingdom of Vesh. Tarantus is absolutely gigantic. It's the biggest city in the world, and it's a clockwork city. The vast majority of powering the things that people use in their daily lives, are funneled out of this gigantic hole in the ground that magic is just shooting up out of and getting harvested as it's shooting out of the ground in the middle of the city. So there's a great lake convergence, and they're harvesting this power to run what is essentially an early steampunk empire without the steam.
Fair enough.
With the punk.
Yeah.
All the punk.
So the kind of
Sans the steam.
Yeah. So the boats, those are all steamships, but instead of being powered by, say, fire, they're all powered by what are called civil mages, which are magi, wizards as they were, under the pretense of working for the government, are there to kind of fill the gaps in day-to-day life that grand amounts of magic used to. So now, let's say in a train, we do have a few of those. You'll have, instead of a big boiler, you'll have a nice luxurious car up front where a civil mage will keep a fire stoked in the engine.
Fair enough.
Because we did explain, like, at the very beginning of this campaign, like in our intro, this is like
Yeah.
like mild magic world, like, you know, whereas people would be able to probably just teleport people from one city to another before
still
the
trains.
upheaval. Now it's pretty much like he said, like a mage powering a fire at the front of a train, because like the spread of power is much less these days.
Now, it's a great job to have if you can get it. Civil mage pays well enough to live well for the rest of your life. If one, you happen to have any kind of magical power, which you've got about as much chance of having magical power as you do of having the physical prowess to get into the NFL. It's a gift, and it's a rare one. And you have to be able to cultivate it to use it under kind of specific and precise conditions. Throwing around gigantic fireballs is all fine and good, but being able to keep a nice steady fire going in a firebox is a little bit different. It takes somewhat of a more controlled personality for that sort of thing.
Acuity.
Yes.
And we kind of digressed a little bit there, but the city of Mount Rose is about a day's ride by train to the south. It's the next major bay south on the map.
And that's the resort we're at.
Yeah, and that's the resort city that you guys are at. Still very much in the technological sphere of influence of Tarantus.
Okay.
So here you guys are rolling into this casino on the water.
Okay. Rock is looking around just fascinated because he's never been in a casino before.
Yeah.
Like this, like all of like the lavish decorations, like the whole scenery to him is just like he's just got his eyes like wide open because this is like nothing he's ever experienced in his life.
Yeah. And this
He's
is...
been around like 257 years, so.
And you're catching the city at the best possible time. It's right at the beginning of the yearly music festival in the city of Mount Rose.
Sidious realizes that this is not a party. Everybody's here for business, so he armors up. He takes the 2 minutes. No need to be in my trunks.
Well, are you sure about that? Because this is very much a party city right now.
Yeah, but don't I see these guys here?
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
like, we're all just
Hondo
kind of
is looking
walking.
at you
I think we're all
kinda
walking
weird.
in at different times to like the reception or whatever to
Yeah.
ask where this guy is.
You're looking for a man named Claude.
Claude, right?
Oh,
So,
all right. I'll
let's
stay in my
see.
trunks then.
So, the first one to arrive would be Hondo the Merciless.
Hondo walks in like he owns the place and goes up to the front desk.
Okay.
And asks for Claude.
What does he say?
Anybody seen Claude?
Why? Yes, of course we would have seen Claude. What is your business with Claude?
I have a meeting with him at 10 o'clock.
Do you now? Okay, c'est bon. Come over this way, and you're led to a room on the side, just a little bit of a waiting room. Not far from the coat check, really. Just sort of a little ante room that most people wouldn't even see. They'd look right over, but there it is. Next up would be Rock.
So Rock lumbers in. Well, I mean, less lumbery now because he's of average height now.
So does that actually change your physical dimensions?
It does.
Okay.
And because it's Firbolg magic, it's like one of their racial abilities.
But where
Okay.
does the rest of it
I'm
go?
just trying to make sure that that's not...
It's just magically concealed.
Yeah. Trying to make sure it's not an illusion where you're actually still 7 feet tall and
I
just
mean,
present as 5 feet or something.
It does say it allows me to alter my height. So like
Okay.
I'm assuming that it's actually a physical alteration and not an illusion.
Yep, and that seems consistent with the kind of magic you're using, so I'll take it.
Okay, fair enough. And but he's again like just looking around in amazement at like everything happening. He sees all like the games tables and all the things, and like he feels this drive to kind of go over there because his curiosity about like the modern world is
Yeah.
like very like it's peaked right now.
All right.
But he realizes he's here for a purpose, so he waits for the front desk person to come back, and he just kind of just holds out this letter and kind of says Claude.
I do not recognize this letter. Claude generally signs these things he has, but this is not the first today. You say you have a meeting with Claude?
Yes, looking for Claude. I am looking for Claude.
Claude. He pauses for a second. C'est bon. This way. And leads you over to the room, which already contains one Hondo the Merciless. So
I see him like in this like decorated armor, and I just
Yes.
I just kind of nod my beardy face at him, but just sit down quietly.
any
Hondo
reaction?
kind of gives him a side eye. Goes back to just counting the tiles on the wall.
Giving people side eye already.
That's
It is
Hondo.
lavish 2x2 tiles on the wall. Not
Still
too big.
counting.
They're not like they're not quite big tiles. They're not quite small tiles. They're all immaculate white marble. Our next one to enter is Melvin.
Melvin walks up to the desk. He says, "Hello, my name is Melvin. I'm looking for Claude."
Of course you are. Everyone is looking for Claude this morning. He's a busy man. He does not have time for this.
Well, I need to see him. I have a letter.
I'm sure you do, monsieur.
Would you like to see my letter?
That is quite all right. This way, sir.
Oh, thank you.
And shows you into the room, which now contain one rock and one Hondo.
Hi, guys.
Hondo is now clearly perturbed that more people are showing up.
Hi, guys. Are you looking for Claude?
Rock just kind of smiles and grunts, but doesn't say anything.
Hondo rolls his eyes and,
All right, so you're all. So Melvin is quite cheerful, and Rock, we can't quite make out what he is feeling quite at this time, and Hondo is just as outwardly antagonistic as someone the Merciless would be. Fantabulous. So our final guest, strolling in wearing his
White swim shorts.
white swim shorts. My God, I am so happy they are shorts. Rolling in as though he had just spent the entire morning on the beach is Sidious Vale. What do you do, Sidious Vale?
Sidious is going to also approach the desk and say,
No, don't.
"My
Don't-
name
No. No. No, monsieur. Whatever it is, just no.
No shirt, no shoes, no service.
You will take me to Claude, please."
I will do whatever suits me, devil.
If you'd like to be here for much longer, you'll show me to Claude, since you so rudely interrupted me before. I was
Security! Two burly men come out of the back room. By burly, we're talking about mob burly. They don't have necks.
James, listen, out of character aside here, don't worry. You actually have charisma as this character. You might be able to talk your way out of this at this time.
Yeah.
I know this is not like your typical strong suit,
Right.
but you don't have to smash now. You can smash with words.
You're right. I can.
Smash with words.
So what? Okay. So I'm still standing. I haven't done nothing wrong. The burly men come out and what?
They stand one on each side of you. And our man at the desk. Would you like to rephrase your question?
If you'd please show me to Claude, none of this would be necessary.
This is my domain, and I will determine myself what is necessary. As it is, Claude seems to be a very popular man this morning. This way. And he leads you to the room where the rest are. The two heavies remain in tow.
Good. I'll need them.
And he shows you into a room which features one Rock, one Hondo, and one Melvin.
Hi,
Christ.
what's your name? You look like a good friend.
Are you looking at who you're looking at?
Sidious.
Because you're looking at me when you're saying that, but you're talking to him.
Yeah.
So
The name is Sidious Vale.
Oh, nice to meet you.
These are my friends, Nut and Sack. Gentlemen,
Hondo's eyes bulge, but this seems like the first one he actually enjoys having the presence of.
The one with the least amount of visible neck shakes his head. No. No, you are not his friend. He makes it clear, but very silently, neither of these men have so much as grunted yet.
I assume we're here looking for Claude.
yes, Rock look for Claude.
Sidious rolls his eyes as it sounds like Rock has the mental capacity of a rock.
I see you roll your eyes at me, devil.
Hondo's pretending he's not here anymore.
I'm just nodding my
So I'm
head.
gonna. I'm assuming there's some level of table in there. I'm gonna just take a seat.
There
we
are
just
chairs
standing?
along the walls.
Okay.
Maybe
Sidious is
about
gonna take
12.
a seat. And
Padded velvet chairs.
at
Very
this
nicely
point,
made.
he does see that everybody else is dressed for business. So he's gonna put his armor on. While
So
we're
you were carrying it around in what, a beach bag?
a satchel, yeah, I hit a satchel. With my towel and my sunscreen.
I hope
He's
he
a
had
well-prepared
sunglasses
devil.
on this whole time too, right? Do you have sunglasses?
I feel like the devil wouldn't need to wear sunglasses.
To look cool, man.
Yeah, maybe some mirrored Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right.
Makes sense.
So you guys are left to stew in there for a little bit.
Right.
No one comes right away. Is anybody doing anything while you
Yeah.
wait?
Rock is just kind of sitting there hunched, like kind of holding his quarterstaff to like support his weight a little bit. And you can kind of see like in some of the armor he's wearing just like insects like buzzing around and stuff like that. He's just kind of like sitting there like nonchalant. Every now and again he'll brush like a bee off his face or something.
What are you up to, Hondo?
Hondo is trying to pretend he's not uncomfortable in the small room in all of his armor.
Is it 10? Is it 10 yet?
It's after 10 now. Maybe about quarter after. Did any of you bother to stop to get a watch while you were in town?
No.
And
But
why
I-
would you? They're
right.
expensive nowadays.
Right.
It's a watch.
Yeah.
Hondo's pacing.
How about you, Melvin?
I've got a scroll. I'm reading, sort of laughing to myself, sort of going at certain times.
So, you guys sit here for maybe about 20 minutes or so, twiddling your thumbs and waiting around and getting progressively more perturbed if you're the sort of person to get perturbed. Or you will continue to be progressively oblivious to what's going on if you, I don't know, are stuck in the scroll version of the funny papers. Or however you are in a long wait, you are exacerbated by that much. Before, in the door walks a tall, lanky man with curly hair and very disheveled look about him. This looks like the sort of guy who hasn't gotten a good night's sleep in about 2 months. He's absolutely frazzled. He has a button-down shirt and the buttons are buttoned crooked. He's absolutely fried. He comes in. Hello, gentlemen. My name is Claude. What are you looking for me for?
Well, I have a letter.
Yes, many people have letters. What about this letter?
Well, let me read it here.
All right. So I take it you show him the letter,
Yeah.
and he reads through it, skims through it, and as he gets to the bottom, and his eyes see the bird figure at the bottom, that raven figure, his eyes widen a little bit. He pauses, sighs. Ah, yes. I assume the rest of you have similar letters?
Yeah, Rock pulls it out. He's like, yes.
Hondo pulls his out.
Sidious just nods.
Fair enough. If you do not, see your funeral. Right, this way.
We're all pulling our letters out. All right.
Well, no.
Letter
If
out.
you're faking it, it's not Claude's problem.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, Rock just
Yeah.
And
go.
up and
he leads you out of the room and through a little bit of the casino where there's various games of chance and skill being played.
yeah, again, Rock's eyes just like are like scanning every table. He's
Yeah.
just
Ooh, something shiny.
Yeah.
Ooh, something shiny.
Obviously, there are no slots here, as we're not at that point in human history, so it's pretty much all table games. And you pass through and you go up a very ornate staircase, maybe about 15, 20 feet wide, red carpet, brass rails going all the way up, lots of curly, spirally things, and the general accoutrements you would see on a nice staircase in a casino somewhere. He leads you up the flight of stairs and to a set of double doors, one of many on the wall at the top of the stairs. Pulls a key out from his upper pocket like a skeleton key, unlocks the door, leads you all in. The room is somewhat dimly lit, and as soon as you enter the room, you can hear someone absolutely going nuts on a guitar in there. Like, you have never heard anybody play like this before in your entire lives. I don't know if most of your characters are the sort who are music people, but if you are, you would be moved. And if you aren't, then you probably don't give two shits, but the guitar playing carries on anyway. And you are led around a curtain and into an auditorium where a three-piece jazz band is on stage, just absolutely, going ham on their stuff. Instrumental piece. Oh, there's a mic. No, I need to scratch myself. There is no microphone up front. There are no microphones. Trying to describe a scene here. But the other thing you notice is, aside from one person sitting about 2/3 of the way up in the middle, the bottom level there's one man sitting there. And Claude leads you in to a row right behind this guy. And gestures at you all to take a seat.
so we take. I mean,
Yes.
Rock takes a seat immediately.
Yep. How about the rest of you?
It's rude to stand during such a good jazz performance.
I suppose it would be.
Sidious might even kick his feet up a little bit.
All right.
Just taking in.
Yep.
We're here for the ride.
Yep. So the man sitting in front of you pays you no mind at all. The band continues to just absolutely go nuts. And they play through their instrumental piece. They finish the song. The man in front of you stands and applauds. Bravo, bravo, Stephen. Such a good job. Wonderful. You're absolutely going to blow them away. How about you guys take 15? And the band acknowledges him, takes a short little bow, and walks off the stage. The man in front slowly turns to you all. He's maybe about 6 foot tall, wearing a white suit, kind of like you would see a wealthy vacationer wear, or like you'd see Hannibal Lecter wearing at the end of Silence of the Lambs.
Nice. I like that visual better.
But he's about 6 foot tall, looks almost but not entirely unlike Matthew McConaughey. Dark hair. Gentlemen, it is so good to see all of you today. Now you may be wondering, why on earth are all of you here with letters? Well, a funny story, that. It's all about questions. Questions, questions, questions. I'm sure you all have plenty, and you're all here because of them.
This guy sounds oddly familiar.
Hondo also thinks he recognizes from the descriptions he's heard on the street, but he's not certain.
I was saying that out of game. This voice tone sounds oddly familiar.
Now, as a symbol of good faith, I'll start with you folks. Any questions from the audience?
Hondo asks, why did you bring us here?
Well, you're here because you wanted to be here. You see, every minute of every day, everyone does exactly what they want to do. And what you all want to do is ask a question. And we'll get to that question a little bit later. But anything more run-of-the-mill, shall we say?
What do you want?
Do I want? I have no wants. I'm a simple man of leisure. All of my wants are seen to, as it were.
What can we do for you then?
I don't understand this invite.
What was the exact wording of the letter again?
It was actually very terse, and it was just, I know what you're looking for, and meet
Right.
Claude here at
Answers
this
the
time and this
questions.
place. Really, nobody's going to ask the obvious questions here?
What am I looking for?
Who are you?
So enlightening to see people barking up the right tree. The perceptive one you are.
I didn't want to ask. I already know the answer. I think I already know the answer.
In this time and place, they call me Mr. Black. I suppose that'll do as well as any title I've had in a while. The questions you all have, and the question I have for all of you, one in relation to ones that you've all asked. What would you ask of death? The smile fades from his face on the last syllable. All of you have at one point, maybe in the silences of your soul, or maybe out loud in the streets, have uttered some desperate plea to the goddess of death for something.
Rock
But
starts nodding.
But what would it be? What could you possibly ask for an intercession of the Raven Queen herself?
Hondo stands up bravely and says, I must be the greatest bounty hunter and mercenary of all time. I wish for you to never visit me again.
You wish to be exempt from death.
That is correct.
His Cheshire grin returns. As broad and as glorious as anything you could ever see. Well, that's a noble goal.
Rock kind of scoffs at that. He says, if this Raven Queen you speak of still operates, why does she allow these droves of undead to roam our lands and spoil our nature?
You see, that question is tied up intimately with why I'm here. You see, immortals, especially those afflicted with divinity, well, for them, the line between duty and play becomes a bit blurry. And of course, like any people who take their play and their game seriously, there are, of course, rules. In this case, for a game that's been going on since time immemorial, the rules are many. They're quite complex and Byzantine. The Raven Queen herself can't always intercede with the world of the living, which is why I've been brought on, as you might say, as her factor in this place. Now, you shake your head, Mr. Sidious. Do you have something on your mind there?
Why is Justin Bieber still alive?
Who?
Oh, silly devil, because there's a time and a place for everything and everyone to die.
Has he not toiled us long enough?
Apparently not.
Fair enough, Death.
Now, you flatter me. I'm not Death. I'm merely her aspect here.
Death's factor. Death. One and the same.
You flatter me, my good man. But what would you have to ask the Raven Queen for?
Perhaps she could see me out of this dastardly deal I made with a devious fiend a long fortnight ago.
It's the sort of request that would be generally outside of her bailiwick. However, I feel your pain. I know your strife. I know precisely where you're coming from. Let me tell you, it's not the most enviable of positions, and extricating oneself from that can be a challenge.
The
I'd
shackles
say.
of evil are heavy.
I suppose the shackles of duty like that would absolutely be. Personally, I've always found evil to be somewhat freeing, but I guess that's a matter of perspective. You're an odd one there.
Hi.
Melvin, was it?
How do you do? I'm Melvin Illuminumion.
Well, I do quite well for myself. What about you? What could possibly be bringing you here?
Well.
It's okay. We're taking a very light character and putting him in very grim circumstances.
Yes. It's like Rick Moranis was just dropped down in the middle of fucking...
Feel free to take a
Mad
little bit
Max.
of pause, because trying to reconcile these things is going to take a little bit of work. So if you've got to pause for a second to figure out what your headspace is, go for it.
Yeah, I'll let
I
it
get
pause.
In my studies, I still find certain tomes, certain scrolls indecipherable. And only the dead, I feel, would hold the secret.
You do understand, of course, that the dead generally tend to not be particularly forthcoming.
Oh well.
Such good humor I haven't seen in so long. So it used to be in the old days that people would make pleas to the gods. I guess they would be called the old gods around here. Such an interesting plane I've found myself on, but I digress. Anyhow, the Raven Queen, or whatever god would be on the receiving end of such a plea, would in their infinite capriciousness decide to grant or not grant boons as they would see fit. Unfortunately, our friend the Raven Queen has fallen on something like hard times, as our good friend Arak here brought up. Her reach isn't quite so infinite anymore, which is why I've been brought on to do a little bit of troubleshooting, as it were. See, her job as death isn't so much to make people die and isn't to have domain over the dead. It's merely to make sure that deaths happen in the appropriate times and places and to make sure that things go off without a hitch. Example, things like the undead cropping up are very much counter to her goals, as it were. So it's been a hard few years for our friendly patron there. So I've been brought out to, let's say, sort things right. Since she obviously isn't granting boons anymore, what I am prepared to do is intercede on your behalf in exchange for a little bit of assistance with something that may or may not be coming to pass. Now, should you all succeed, your boons will be granted to the very, very best of her abilities. Yes, Hondo, this does mean that you could potentially become exempt from death. I would know. It's worked fantastically for me. And I dare say it has very much improved my quality of life, as it were. And for the rest of you, other similar boons now. We're going to start with a little bit of investigation. See, some things have been going on in our favorite city of Tarantus up to the north. And I'd like some eyes on the scene. Now, I suppose I could act on this personally, but like I outlined, these are complex rules to this game, and I dare not show my hand quite so early. So I'm going to send you. What I would like you gentlemen to do is check up on a fellow named Cheng. Sort of an odd name, I believe. I want to say his family is from somewhere out west. I suppose it's not important, but what is important is that our friend Cheng is a civil mage working for the city of Tarantus, obviously, and he had been seeding information to certain people I've been keeping an eye on. About a week ago, things went silent with him. So I'm going to send you to my estate in the outskirts of Tarantus, where you will meet some of my employees, and they'll get you set up on your way to check on our friend Cheng here.
On the way to Tarantus, you said?
Yeah, so Mr. Black has an estate on the outskirts of Tarantus, where you guys will be headed by train.
Okay.
And from there, you will meet with his staff on site, and they'll give you the specific details you need to check in on our friend Cheng here.
Do we run into any problems at customs or immigration?
You haven't been there yet.
Okay.
We're in the same kingdom anyway, so I think we're all right.
You're
You'd
traveling...
think so. Till the psychopath leader bans you from 9 fucking countries.
Yeah, who's the leader of Tarantus?
Right?
Well, right now, it would be...
All of a sudden, halflings aren't allowed anymore or something like that. Some crazy shit's going on in Tarantus.
Yeah, I don't think I gave him a name, but it's whoever the current leader is. We haven't... The coronation hasn't happened yet.
Thank God. There's still time.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, so we're on the train.
Nor is there any hints of a coronation of anybody new coming up or anything like that. For other DM's reference, this is happening about 6 months after the current stuff going on in our campaign. So this is the following spring.
This is the future.
Yes, this is the future. The future.
Fly right into the future.
Okay.
Now, I will, of course, have to ask you gentlemen to take your leave. I need to spend a little bit more time listening to the musical stylings of our friend Steven here. He's so good. This is something of a last chance to see. He's probably only got about 6 months or so left on this world. give or take. I don't really get the best of intel on these sorts of things, but I have it on very good authority that this is going to be one of his last shows. I wanted to at least make sure I was here for the sound check.
Morbid.
Yes, I suppose you can't help but be.
Sidious stands up, starts making his way out the back of the theater. Obviously, this man knows a lot. He's his wishes are to be respected. If he wants us to take our leave, we'll wander about for a bit.
Yeah, Rox just kind of walks out scratching his head.
Hondo gets up and follows Sidious.
Not really sure what to make of this.
Right.
Before you go, gentlemen, an admonition. Things balance on a knife's edge. You never know when something terrible could happen. He points 2 fingers and a blast of eldritch power flies out of his fingers directly at Hondo.
Hondo tries to dodge.
No, you can't try to dodge.
No.
That was a 15 plus.
It all depends on what his to hit is.
That's a 27 against your armor class.
That's a hit.
Just barely!
Just a titch, I'm gonna guess.
When he starts counting at his
24
fingers, you
is-
know it's bad.
You take 40 damage directly to the center of your chest.
Holy Jesus!
He's
Pretty
down.
sure I'm dead.
No,
you're,
down.
you're exactly at 0 hit points. You have
Yeah.
exactly 40 hit points.
Blows your ass into the wall.
And I mean, Rock, like I've only just met these people, but like you see him immediately sort of like stand up towards Mr. Black, and you can hear like the snarl of like a wolf behind his breath, but he says nothing else. He just kind of looks at him with these like really intense, like bluish green eyes.
Do you dare, Furbolg? It's still early. I haven't had a quality lunch
You
yet.
ask, you send us on a task, and then you immediately attack one of us. I don't understand you. And you see
A wise man once said, understanding is not a prerequisite for obedience. Claude, would you see to it that this man is treated? And our friend Claude quickly comes into the room and picks up the not quite lifeless, but quite nearly form of
super unconscious.
Hondo,
Yeah.
and hauls him out, takes him to a local first aid station. Do make sure they're quick. They have a train to catch in 5 hours.
So I mean,
Sidious is unfazed by any of this. Happy that it wasn't him. Watched Hondo go flying across into the wall.
You just got a
Shrugged
master,
his shoulders.
yeah,
Right.
you just got a
Yep.
master class in what an Eldritch Blast is supposed to look like.
Yep. Well executed, sir. So our train leaves in 5 hours?
Yes. As soon as Hondo has received the medical attention, which he most certainly both needs and deserves. Thank you for being such a good sport about this, old chap.
Hondo groans on the ground.
Claude will see to it that you have your tickets.
All right.
So
So
you
now
are
can we
all-
leave?
Yes, you are all seen out the door.
goodness. So Rock, you see him like start checking Hondo, like he says, "Are you still hurt?"
Hondo can barely speak at this time.
Yeah.
I mean, I check him out. It doesn't really appear that he's still injured, right?
After the medics get to him, which happen to be an actual honest-to-God cleric taking care of you, you are patched up. You are sore as all hell, and will probably need a little bit of help getting to the train and to your seat. But other than that, you will be okay by tomorrow.
That devil dented my armor. Sorry, Sidious, no offense.
That devil damn near took your head off your shoulders.
Okay. Well, I guess
So, you all have a bit of a train ride ahead of you.
it's 5 hours from now.
That is roughly about 5 hours from now, yes.
How far away is the train?
20-minute walk.
Because knowing that he has time now,
Yeah.
and Rock being completely, still reintegrating himself into civilization, is
Yeah.
going to walk right over to one of the card tables and inspect what is going on because he's just curious. Like he might even sit down and attempt to play.
Okay.
But we don't have to do that necessarily. But I'm just saying this is what he is expressing his interest in doing since we have several hours to kill.
Fantastic. Do you have any currency on you, Rock?
Yeah, not much though. 5 gold.
You have 5 gold. Excellent. So not terribly far from you is a blackjack table with a 1 gold buy-in.
I mean, he'll sit. He'll try to observe a game or two being played because he has no idea what the hell any of this is.
Okay.
And then once he feels like he has a general gist of what's going on,
All right.
he'll give it a shot. Just toss a gold piece on.
Toss a gold piece. Okay. Fantastic. Roll
And you just see him get
Yep.
really, really excited.
Roll a d20.
Okay. 16.
You win this hand.
And you see him just get really excited.
So you get 2 gold back for your 1 that you put out.
Nice. Do people start do they? I mean, it's just one thing, but I mean, he'll play it
At
again.
the table, there's just some very subdued golf claps.
Yeah. He'll I mean, immediately find enjoyment in that and put 2 gold pieces in and do it again.
Okay.
18.
And you win again. So you're now up the 1 from that plus another 2, so you're now up to 8 gold.
Sweet. He'll put 4 in.
4. Fantastic. And roll.
5.
Yeah, that does win this hand. So that's yet another 4. You care to push your luck.
But the thing is,
you
the
now
more
have
excited,
12 gold.
The more excited people around him are getting, the more excited he's getting because he's enjoying these delights a little too much. And whereas a smart person would probably walk away with their earnings,
Yeah.
because he doesn't know how to,
Yeah.
he'll just push his whole pile in.
All right, so you're all in with all 12.
Yes.
And everyone looks excitedly. Roll.
13.
Womp womp. And you're out all 12.
And he just
whammy.
he looks dejected, but he still looks like he just had an amazing time. And he's like, that was great, that was amazing. What do you call this game?
Blackjack.
Blackjack. Fascinating. Good show. Thank you. And he walks
Of
away
course.
happy. Penniless,
Yeah.
but happy.
While Rock is playing this game, Hondo,
Yes.
pissed, limps over to the bar and starts demanding drinks.
Jesus, Hondo.
It's going to get tanked before we go on this train.
All right, so
I'm
how many
sleeping
drinks
for
are you
the
going to have?
We got 5 hours. We'll say that I start with 3.
Start with 3. And you're drinking all 3 in what kind of time frame?
In the time he took to roll those 4 hands.
Fantastic. Make a constitution check.
All right. 22.
Nice.
22. Okay, you're a little tipsy, but you're not that much worse for wear.
I'm still standing.
Feeling a little better. I get 3 more.
Okay. Make another constitution check.
Fighting the real battles.
1.
Guys.
Hold on, do I get to re-roll that?
No.
No.
Did you just nap
Yeah,
one?
yeah. So am I wasted now?
Bum,
Welcome
bum.
to the Hapless
Welcome
Heroes,
to the Hapless
John.
Heroes.
It's so good to have you with us. What happens, Dave?
God, he's gonna do.
And I'm already hurting.
Well, you managed to make your way to a lavatory before you blow chunks all over the place.
But then you blow chunks all over
You
the
do.
place, is what he said.
You spend the next 1d10, 5 minutes yelling at your shoes.
Hondo wipes the puke off of himself and tries to pretend like none of this day has happened.
Make another quick constitution check.
Yep. 14, so 17.
Your head hurts, but
Really?
you can still see straight. More or less.
Unless anyone's doing any other buffoonery, I think 5 hours or whatever, however many hours pass, and we go to the station for the train.
Anything out of Mr. Sidious or Melvin?
Melvin's just trying to talk to people at the bar and around and just conducting sort of informal interviews.
Yeah.
What are you interviewing people about?
where they're from, if they're from an interesting place about the lore, and just taking notes. Just being Melvin.
Sidious is gambling. If we got time, Sidious is doing something.
Alrighty then, what kind of game do you have in mind? There's blackjack. There's baccarat. Please don't ask me for the rules to baccarat. There's there's some roulette going on.
You seem like a poker player.
That's what I was going to say.
There
there's
is
not,
poker, yes.
There's a poker table.
Yes.
Sidious is going to sit down at a poker
They
table.
are playing No Limit Hold'em.
Perfect.
And I'm just going to adjudicate this by we're making a check of who can roll the better 20.
How many players are sitting at the table?
There are, I think there's usually 5 seats. There are four seats occupied at this table. The first one you see. It's a 1 gold buy-in.
Okay, I'll sit down with 5 gold, and
Okay.
you know what? We'll sit down with the 10. We'll put our stack on the table, and we'll see what happens.
All right. So for your first hand, how far are you going in? Initial bet.
I could put 2 gold in.
All right. So you're 2 gold on your initial bet. And yeah, roll. What do you got?
You're not adding anything to that.
Yeah, there's no
14.
modifiers. 14? Excellent. So you seem to be doing pretty well. You've got, let's say, a pair of 8s, same suit. So what do you want to do? So it's come around. Do you want to...
I'm going to bet another 2.
Another 2.
Emergent gameplay, folks.
It is. I am literally making this up as I go, and it's going to be either glorious or horrible. Okay? You're in for another 2.
Yep.
All right. Roll.
10.
Also a 10. Another 8 comes up as the river. And
How many guys are left in the hand?
there is 1 more left in the hand at this point. And the best he has is 1 pair, so you do win the hand.
Nice. So what does that end up?
So you went 2 and 2.
You're at 4. You have 12 now.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. You're up 12.
Okay.
I'm making this up as I go. I don't exactly have D&D poker rules here.
I don't think there are D&D poker rules.
that's all right.
I'm sure somebody's homebrewed it. To
I
be
know.
honest.
I feel like I should do something about this,
They do.
but well, fuck it. I'm lazy, so no.
Take the money and run.
Yeah, after taking their money,
Yeah.
Sidious is going to stand, maybe go have himself a drink
A drink.
at the bar after watching Hondo stumble across the casino to the bathroom. And he's just going to patiently wait for the train. This drink is just to calm the nerves, keep everything on the level.
Yep. All right. Melvin's chatting up folks at the bar, and
Melvin's harassing women. Let's get real. Melvin's harassing women.
Wait, who's assing? Oh, her ass.
He's interviewing people,
Oh boy.
which is I feel like he's
I think
running.
Melvin does not discriminate, and Melvin is of pure intentions. All right.
That's right. You tell him. You tell these dirty bastards.
Melvin is way too socially naive to be hitting.
Yeah, I
women.
would say Melvin is probably like just this really innocent, completely.
He is
Naive
really
fella.
just filling out his notes, and he's just looking for stories to fill in the gaps.
rolling up to people with the best openers. Hi, do you know magic?
Hi, I'm Melvin. Oh,
Yeah, actually,
Hi,
I
I'm Melvin.
I can't beat Hi, I'm Melvin.
Hi, I'm
That's-
Melvin.
I mean,
I'm Melvin Illuminubion.
That last name just gets me every time.
It really sounds like something out of Key and Peele's College Bowl sketch.
Right? Jack Marius Dacteratrix.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess hours pass.
Yep.
We make our way to the train station.
Yes. So about 4 hours after you're given the time, so about an hour before your train's supposed to leave, I imagine good sense in at least one of you prevails enough to get the 4 of you to the train station.
Yeah, I would carry Hondo if I needed
Yeah, I
to.
was just gonna say, Rock, are you still carrying Hondo around?
Melvin and Rock have him on our respective
Yeah.
shoulders.
He is
Rock-
Yeah,
still
I'm still
clearly
around your
pissed.
height.
Rock
so-
needs a hand.
Yeah.
Rock is, or yeah, not Rock. I'm sorry. Hondo needs a hand. He is
Worst day.
not okay.
Yeah, arms over the shoulders. We're just kind of dragging him.
Yeah.
To the
He's
train
still
station.
wearing armor through all of this too.
Oh shit.
Right.
I do have appropriate clothes, but I'm
His
not
inventory
in the
literally
movie.
says appropriate clothes.
That's,
I'm not wearing them. I'm just pissed.
I can't even respond to that. I've got not appropriate clothes. That's good talk.
I mean, it means his clothes are appropriate.
Whenever,
Wherever.
Literally any time.
Khakis? She sounds hideous.
No, we haven't beat that dead horse in a while.
No,
Lately, it's been 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
it really has. But it is not 11 o'clock in the afternoon. It is 3 in the actual afternoon.
Okay.
Well, 3 and some change. Your meeting really didn't get started until almost 10:30
Sure.
or so. Because,
Waiting for the magic train now.
yeah. So you're waiting for your train.
Is this like an actual like big station, or is this more like one of those like outskirts of town, like just like a few people,
No.
like a raised platform kind of thing?
No, this is a station in the middle of the city.
Oh, like in the middle. Oh, the middle of what was it? Mount Rose.
Yes, in the middle of the city of Mount Rose.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so you guys get to the train, you get to your seats. There are no major incidents
Thank God.
and no minor incidents. Hondo's stomach is starting to get back to where it needs to be.
I would hope so. It's been a few hours.
Yeah.
Hondo changes into appropriate clothes and spends most of the train ride cleaning puke and burn marks out of his armor.
That. Yes, perfect.
That makes complete sense.
Exactly what we were looking for. Those are appropriate actions to go with your appropriate clothes.
Oh my God! Do we get a train montage?
Choo choo.
They're cleaning and reading and doing all the things on the train. Yeah.
Choo choo.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
It's a train montage. Yeah.
So you guys set out north, and you can see on your right-hand side the absolute gorgeous coastline zipping by as you head northbound towards the grand city of Tarantus, which is the better part of a day's ride away. So 3 in the afternoon, you arrive after sleeping on the train a little bit, taking naps on each other's shoulders or whatever. And you arrive
No
at
one's
a...
napping on rock solid.
Yeah.
Sidious sits alone if possible.
Yep. So you guys
Or just
arrive
Hondo.
towards the city of Tarantus at about 9 in the morning.
Okay. So I mean, like, as I kind of come out of my like trancy sleep, I will immediately, as I've realized I've kind of grown a little bit bigger, will immediately shrink myself back down to humanoid size.
Much to the relief of the people who have been having to share that compartment with your huge ass.
And you see as like I shrink back to normal size, the people who I was maybe smushing against their seats,
Yeah.
or like you just see him like kind of nod and apologize. I can't help it sometimes.
Hondo shakes his head, picks up his armor, moves away.
Is this like your equivalent to like morning wood?
I guess you could say that, yeah. I guess you could say that.
Gonna look this up.
Adapt, react,
Readapt.
readapt, apt.
Uh-huh.
All right. So you guys arrive at the train
Somebody out there
station
got that.
in what is legitimately the biggest city you have ever seen in your entire lives. Because it is, quite literally, the biggest city in the world. And it's not a close thing like New York versus Los Angeles. This is absolutely gigantic in ways that y'all weren't even prepared for.
Like just sprawling metropolis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, is there only one platform? Assuming it's such a large city, I'm sure we try to get off at the platform that's closest to like the outskirts, so we can get to Razi's mansion, or not Razi's mansion, Mr. Black's mansion.
Yeah, so you guys disembark the train at the final terminal there, and it's probably a good at least 5-10 different train lines coming into this place. Maybe about 2 or 3 are here unloading at any given time, but This is, kind of the central hub, if you will, of a train network that's however big.
They're like magical loudspeakers, and people are like talking about like platforms and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. People are creatively using cantrips to put together some sort of ersatz PA system.
Cool.
Like some really smart people have figured out how to do a lot with very little magic. So as you folk all disembark the train and you're looking to get yourselves, hire a wagon or something to get out of town, before you left, I'm retconning a thing in, literally because I can. Sidious was handed a piece of paper with the address for where you guys are looking for.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. It's a detail I figure I should have covered better, but I didn't, so it's getting retconned in now. You've got an address that you guys are going to.
Cool.
Was it given to me in front of everyone?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
It's also important to clarify that.
Yes.
My characters tend to be assholes.
His name is Sidious.
And yet he's probably the most reasonable James character we've had to deal with yet.
Sven Svensson was a brick.
Granted, like, it's partially my fault because
Yeah.
I'm the one generating these character sheets.
Yeah, and Hoblet the Smasher isn't a bad guy.
He just makes bad choices.
He is...
He's just kind of
Hoblet the
belligerent.
he's belligerent and impulsive.
He's a belligerent, impulsive old man, but he's got
So
a heart
we're-
somewhere in there.
We're headed to
You're headed right now to
An address. Yeah.
buy horses.
the primitive equivalent of a Hertz rent-a-car for wagons.
Let's see if one can take us out to
Yes.
this address.
But before we get there,
When he rolls a die and then smiles and gets all excited, I'm immediately terrified. Does anyone else get the same
Like, I
feeling?
feel a little better because I'm at the other end of the table geographically, but I know it doesn't make it any
It doesn't
better.
make any better.
I just feel like I'm farther away, so it's like a little better, but it's not.
Last time it happened, it worked out terrible for me.
a dwarven woman whose eyes are as big as saucers, like she is clearly bugging out, comes charging up and runs directly at you.
Hondo.
You're the mercenary who killed my baby! And she is coming after you.
Oh, shit, sandwich.
Hondo lifts a leg and kicks her in the head.
Oh my
God.
Doesn't even say a fucking word. Kicks her right in the head.
It's like kung fu reflexes. Like someone's coming for you, so you pay no
Right.
attention, just
Right.
fight or flight.
You can't charge a mercenary.
Okay. Well, yes, you can. You bill them for their time.
Don't
But
even
anyway,
that was
what
great.
you are going to be doing is making an attack roll with that kick.
11.
11, 17 will definitely hit. And roll your unarmed damage.
11
No,
plus
he
6.
rolled an 11 like total, like after like adding things up.
Right. 5.
5 plus 6, 11.
Oh, 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay. That still hits because she is wearing no armor and has no combat proficiency of any sort. Because she is a goddamn civilian. What the fuck are you doing?
Heel? Are you going toe or heel? Can you high enough up to healer?
Well,
Yeah,
she is a
yeah.
dwarf, so.
Right.
Rock
So that's
immediately face palms, pushes Hondo like back and away from this woman.
Well, before we do that, we still need to resolve
Roll
this.
damage.
Roll
Oh,
your
God.
damage that you are applying directly to her
Yes,
head.
that's true.
So
unarmed
it
damage
would
is
be-
actually unarmed damage. I mean, he's not a monk. It's just 1 plus his strength mod,
Yeah.
so it's just 5 damage.
5 damage is enough to do quite a bit of damage to an unarmed civilian.
Please don't kill her, man.
Broke this lady's
We
jaw.
don't need like an unsolicited murder on our hands before we even start this adventure.
This one, the kick heard round the world.
Yeah. Thankfully,
Oh, God.
she is knocked unconscious by this kick. But thankfully, she's not much worse for wear. However, 4 human security guards wearing leather armor and armed with truncheons run out. And they come directly at you.
Hondo puts his hands up. I've had one hell of a day. She came running at me. What am I gonna do?
And the guards look down. And they look up at you. Now, you're wearing reasonable clothes.
I'm wearing my appropriate clothes.
Appropriate clothes. Are you armed with anything?
Well, it's all kind of bundled in my armor and like all the whatever I'm carrying.
Okay. And your armor is, of
Backpack
course,
chest.
somewhat visible,
Yes.
poking out and around that chest along with your weapons. And they look down at the ground, and they look up, and only now is medical attention actually getting there. The security guards are much faster than the medics here.
Oh, I know. I the moment she got knocked unconscious, like Rock immediately knelt down to like do a medicine check to see if he could like help heal her with some of like the herbs and things he's carrying in his pouch,
Well, she is knocked out cold.
like smelling salts.
So
and things
she
like
has
that,
suffered
yeah.
a concussion, and as anyone who watches Archer can tell you, being knocked out is super bad for you.
But I would like to help her. So
Okay.
I'm gonna start with just like a straight medicine check first to see if I can
All
just
right.
apply some like general first aid before I get
Yeah.
into magic. 17.
17, you're definitely able to stabilize her, as it were. Not that she was losing any more
Right.
HP, but
No, but sure, but like Rock has like
yeah.
a general like
She-
compassion for people
You
who
make
are
us
suffering.
not
It
look
doesn't-
like such assholes.
Yeah.
Right.
She didn't hit the concrete too hard.
Okay.
Hondo and Hoblet should get together.
No, they shouldn't.
No.
They need to remain
Okay.
as far apart as possible.
What's like the opposite of a buddy cop comedy?
Right? Bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Bad cop,
And-
worst cop.
You're right.
And who knows? Okay. Anyways, as Sidious is right beside here as the guards come out, could I roll deception to try and just
Yes, in fact, I recommend it.
like I don't.
Well, what kind of lie are you spinning?
Um,
Not to like put you on the spot, but like
Anything is better than the story which happened, which is Hondo put
Are
his heel
we-
into a woman's
are
head.
we walking in a discernible group, the 4 of us, or are
I
am
feel
I
like
to a
we're
spot?
stuck together. So
You're,
yeah.
you're somewhat cohesive
Yeah.
of a group.
Okay, so the guards know that we're all
Yes, they do. And the guards are displeased with, well, pretty much all of you.
right.
Because, well, first impressions. Well, the first impression that would happen is the print of his boot on this poor woman's head.
Right, which I'm trying to slowly massage out of her forehead
Yeah.
because that's horrible.
I'm going to tell the guards I saw this woman reach for my friend's gold. He was merely defending his property.
Yeah, look, either persuade, intimidate, or deceive. I don't care. Just get an A.
21.
They buy it. Dear God, for the sake of you all, they bought it.
Mercenary kicking an old woman in the face.
Hondo says, "You're a good friend, Sidious."
Yeah, you
We'll
said it
see.
away from the guards though, right? Like you don't just
Yeah.
thank him for
Like
lying.
to him as I'm patting
That's an
And
internal
we're rolling
thought.
initiative.
Right. Rock, as we make our way away from this situation, Rock does turn to
ASAP
Hondo.
as possible.
Rock does turn to Hondo as we start to maybe exit the city limits where it's a
Yeah.
little bit more safe, and
Yeah.
I get back to my normal size.
Yeah.
I purposely end the effect on me, and I hulk myself over him, and I say, "Watch yourself. Channel your anger to someone who deserves it."
Hondo shakes his head and continues walking.
Next
Wait,
time,
what
go
kind
for
of
a
shakes
headlock.
his head? The yet?
Well,
Okay, the
now
no
I know,
shake,
but
not
just,
the yes
but
shake.
just like clearly still pissed off. Just like
fantastic.
3 horrible things in a row have happened.
One stomp to a woman's face was not enough to quell his anger today.
Yeah,
No.
it's tough because, to be fair, you probably did kill her baby.
Oh yeah. Hondo is well aware of
He
that.
just did, to me, the kick to the face was like, I'm not dealing with this right now.
Exactly.
I'm just not. I don't want to talk to you.
The
I don't want to talk
merciless.
about this. No words need be said.
Yeah.
It was a job.
It was right.
Yeah.
He probably done fucked up.
It was honestly, I rolled it off and it was super close because it was either going to be Hondo because people know he's a killer because he advertises himself as such, or you because you are literally a goddamn devil walking around. It was going to be one or the other. But I digress.
So we're making our way out of town finally.
Yes, you are making your way out of town. You guys have rented for the low price of 1 gold piece, and I don't really care where it comes from, have rented a cart and are headed out for this estate on the outskirts of town.
Now, okay. So this ear to the ground thing. So I have connections with criminals and high society folks. Does that include this city?
I would say
In the city, yeah. If you're going to know people in any city, this would be the one that you know people in.
So we're looking for Cheng. He disappeared. He was a civil mage, and he had information.
Yeah.
How can I utilize my network?
maybe when we get whatever we need to get from Razi's
Mansion,
my God, I keep
yeah.
calling him Razi. Every time we get whenever we get whatever we need to get from Mr. Black's people, I'm sure we could use your
that.
connections. You know what I mean, to help maybe more easily find this Chang.
So as we're riding along, Hondo turns to the group and says, I have a lot of connections with a lot of people. Hopefully they can help us find this Chang.
So are we en route?
Yeah, you guys are in fact en route to this
The
address. And
That I have shared with everyone
Yep.
because I'm a nice guy.
Rock
You've been
is
the
really
most
not a
helpful
fan of a
so
lot of
far.
the people he's in company with, but he feels he has no choice.
Yep. So you are dropped off on the street. And this is a pretty rural street. There's not a lot going on. And there's a sign at the road which says Sycamore Farms, an equal opportunity employer. Tree farms par excellence. And a wooded road. It's heavily wooded through the area, as a sycamore estate might be. And the road kind of leads into the trees.
Well, if there's anything I've learned from playing this game, it's let's walk aimlessly down a dark road that leads into a big patch of trees.
Oh, but we're on a wagon. It's totally fine.
Let's go. Fran says let's go, so let's
You've
go.
been dropped off by the wagon. The wagon is no longer
So
there.
we're gonna walk through, but I would probably like to maybe potentially use my survival experience
I don't know if this matters.
to just keep my eyes open or something.
Yep. About 100 yards down this road, you see a gate station.
Hondo, still sore, puts his armor back on.
And we wait for 10 minutes while he puts his armor
Right.
on.
Okay. Excellent.
Then we
So your armor is now back on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
No
been
longer
10
inappropriate.
And it's been
clothes.
10 minutes.
It's been 10 minutes. And you make it about halfway down the way to the gate. Yeah, let's make some perception checks.
Active perception.
Active perception checks.
Woohoo!
All right. Rock.
20.
Rock has a 20. Hondo,
That's 10 plus 3, right? 13?
13.
13 as well.
Sidious has a 13. And how about you, Melvin?
18.
18. So with your 20, you're able to see some rustling in the bushes.
Rock has kind of been on edge since all of the things that are going on, even just with Mr. Black.
Yeah.
So he immediately casts bark skin on himself, and you see his skin just turn to this really thick, almost like bark texture, and it hardens.
Did you just turn yourself into a tree?
No, I mean I still look like me, but just me as but wooded.
Okay.
Hondo is slightly startled by this and the rustling in the bushes.
Yeah, the fact that he is in fact Groot.
Turns around and kicks Rock in the face.
No, but he does put a hand on the hilt of his sword.
Melvin sort of does like a Power Ranger move and says, "Mage armor, activate."
Well, you didn't notice anything.
Oh, I didn't.
You're doing that in response to him?
in response to mostly
Well,
Rock
before you
arming up.
guys get to respond to him, a man in a very disheveled looking man in what kind of looks like a paramilitary uniform of some sort, although
Fuck off,
it's a bit
Claude.
stained, it's buttoned up wrong, and the guy's wearing about 2 weeks worth of beard growth, pops out of the woods with a crossbow aimed right at you. By you, I apologize, aimed right at Rock. Trying to do better about this sort of thing.
Is he just aiming it at me?
Yeah, he's just got it leveled at you.
Yeah, he's got a crossbow pointed at you.
I stand there unfazed.
Hondo yells, "Lower that weapon!"
Let's see some identification there.
Let's see some identification there.
Dude, just hand him the...
I don't have any identity. I'm a freaking devil.
You have the address.
Right.
We have stuff from Mr. Black. You're carrying the things.
Yeah, but this isn't a guard. This cat
We don't
just
know who
popped-
this is.
Right. We didn't get to the guardhouse.
Good point.
This could be just some burglar. I don't know who this
He
cat
looks
is.
like some
I'm not-
homeless
yeah,
dude.
I'm not giving him my
With a crossbow.
papers, so I know who he is.
Fair. Okay.
Fair enough. I would at the guard station, but I
Yeah.
feel like here we're in our right to ask.
Let's see a badge number.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
Who might you be, friend?
Is Melvin dropping the,
No.
the F-bomb?
No, he's not.
Are you seriously fucking kidding me? Let's see some identification.
This homeless bum over here, Hondo yells at him.
Sir,
Lower
there
my armor.
I'm gonna ask you one last time. Identification. Now.
on whose behalf, sir?
On behalf of, you're about to get filled with fucking holes if you don't produce some identification.
I mean, Rock just pulls out like the letter with the raven symbol, and just holds it up, and he says, "You may want to lower your weapon."
At least somebody in this group has something like good sense. He lowers the weapon, puts his arm into the air, and circles it around. And you all hear quite a bit of rustling in the bushes after that. Of the 16 different other crossbow wielders sitting in the woods, all lowering their weapons.
Do they all look homeless?
You guys be
You can't
fucked
see
if I
them.
wasn't here.
Okay.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would have been a pretty quick end to this party.
Shit happens.
Although you did save his ass before, so I can't even yell at you.
What are you saying?
My God, I have two.
Wait, what did you hold up?
The
The
letter,
letter,
Yeah.
the,
with
the
the
invitation
raven.
with the raven symbol, because that appears to be Mr. Black's calling card.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks left on this assignment, and this is what's getting sent to me? Jesus fucking Christ, you're a bunch of corpses waiting to happen.
Who's that?
The fuck am I? The
No,
Corporal
Jesus
Cr-
Christ.
I will fucking ventilate you right here. I swear to God, any more lip out of you, and I will cut yours from your face and mount them on my uniform as a decoration.
Oh dear.
Gross. Anyways.
Let's.
But effective. Anyway. There's Corporal Kraus. I need you to get y'all asses into the compound here.
I mean, I go, but I'm side eyeing him the whole time.
Excellent. I'll be your liaison in lieu of Mr. Black himself while you guys are in the general vicinity. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Big man, go.
Chang, what do you know about him?
We'll get to that. Is this a conference we want to have in the middle of the woods?
I suppose not. I feel comfortable here, though. And you see, like,
I suppose you would. However, this might be better with a couple of visual aids. Let's get out of the woods.
I was about to say I was going to use like druidcraft to like make a little bench to sit on, just like from some vines and shit in the woods.
It looks
Seems like a
almost
great
as,
way to piss this dude off.
It looks almost like some of the air
You guys would be
has
dead if
been
it weren't for me.
deflated from Corporal Kraus.
You need some comic relief from me every now and again,
This-
right?
This is not what he needs 2 weeks away from being reassigned out of this
I honor
tree
his
farm.
request because I'm a nice guy.
He leads the party down a dirt road for maybe about half a kilometer. Yeah, we're going to use metric now.
Half a click.
Assholes. Half a click, yes. Okay, so you're led down the path, and maybe about that half a kilometer up the way, there's a clearing, and there's several buildings. Through one of, out of the back of one of them, off of what looks like a loading dock, there are people loading potted trees, like potted saplings, into the back of a wagon. And on the other side, there's a brick house, maybe about 2 stories, nothing terribly fancy looking. And you guys are led into that house. And once you're all let in, you guys are shown to some guest quarters to set your things in, maybe get cleaned up from your journey, because you've been on a train all night. It's not exactly the best accommodations, and are told about an hour from now, meet down in the grand hall, or not grand hall, it's not that grand, the hall on the first floor, little conference room down there.
Yeah, I don't think Rock even bathes or does anything. I mean, he's probably oblivious to how he smells anyways.
Sadly, that sounds about right.
Hondo does take a bath to wash the stink of puke off of him. Hasn't done that yet.
All right.
I'm pretty sure Melvin's the type that's going to take a bubble bath at this time. He brought his rubber ducky.
Of course he did.
Quack.
Sidious merely hangs his white swim trunks in the closet, keeps his armor on, gets ready to.
Is that
handle
all Sidious
business.
has? Is a suit of armor and 1 pair of swim trunks?
Yep.
That's...
Appropriate clothes.
Oh, you do have appropriate clothes.
Those are your appropriate.
Those are my appropriate clothes. If I can't have my armor on, I might as well have my swim trunks on. So
That's at least you're in the right country for it.
Yep.
It wouldn't go over as well in the Kingdom of Vesh, for example.
So we're doing this is probably gonna be a hard cut into this.
Yeah.
Dave just awarded Hondo inspiration for acting within his character.
Yeah. All right. So after you're up there for about an hour, you hear some yelling from downstairs. Hour's almost up. You got 5 minutes to get changed, and 4 of them are gone. Let's get your asses down here.
Yeah, Rock just walks down exactly the same way he came in.
Yep.
Melvin jumps out of the bubble bath,
Yeah.
dries off, drains the tub, kisses his rubber ducky, stows it away, comes back down,
readies himself for battle.
readies himself for battle, yeah.
Hondo is back in appropriate clothing and smelling quite nice.
Appropriate clothing. Trademark. Corporal Kraus lounges by the door as the party enters the conference room, his face twisted in what could only be described as some mild version of disgust. And so you come into the room. Are you sitting in seats around the conference table? Are you standing? What's going on?
Rock will take a seat, and you can hear the chair creak as he sits his 300-pound ass down.
Now, are you at full size again?
Oh, I'm at full size.
Fantastic. You've had to do a little bit of ducking for doors in here because this
Yeah.
place is built for humans, but nothing terrible. Everybody else sitting down?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll also take a seat at the table.
Fantastic. Well, after you're all seated, a very well-built, ramrod straight, immaculately dressed man, smoking a pipe, going slightly bald, dressed to the nines, like great suit, tailored to fit him, all that kind of thing. Got kind of a olive complexion, dark hair, slightly curly, although it's cut pretty short. He walks in. Now, even though he's not wearing any kind of rank or insignia or anything like that, this guy is the sort who doesn't really look like he puts up with any shit. And even our shabby Corporal Kraus sits up straight when this guy enters the room. Men, my name is Raoul Merced. I'll be blunt. I don't have the time to witness a bunch of newbies do some insignificant mission. I want you to complete this job quickly and cleanly, and then I want you to get the fuck off of my estate. Scrubs won't be tolerated, and this safe house will not be compromised. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. At least someone here gets basic etiquette. Okay, so here's what we've got. And he rolls out a map of the area, which is the outskirts and the northwest side of the city. And just as sort of as a basic, the city is laid out in sort of a crescent moon shape down beneath the bay. All of the major cities, it's kind of like a spoken wheel sort of setup where there are a bunch of roads that go out in spokes from the center of the city, which is just south of the bay. And then there are round streets that sort of go around the outside. And this is sort of the northwest horn of the city that we're looking at that goes, that's sort of the west side of the harbor. And the outskirts, which include this tree farm to the north, which is an estate belonging to Arion Black, which is also very much a cover for some sort of intelligence operation, paramilitary operation, something that is way beyond the means of your average man of leisure. Unrolls it. So downtown is here, and here is Mr. Cheng's house. So your job, get to his house, pick him up, and any family who are there with him, and bring them back here. This man is a civil mage, and he may have, who knows what these mage people use. He'll probably have some sort of reagent bag or something with him.
Is he aware that he is to be extracted?
We don't know what's going on with him. We lost contact with him several days ago. To go, get him, get his family, bring them back here.
But we have to kind of scour the city to learn his whereabouts?
No, his house is right here on the map.
Oh.
So we're just gonna go knock on the door?
Yep. Sounds like it.
Suppose. I feel as a capable sort of manager that I should leave the details to you fine gentlemen.
He obviously doesn't know us very well.
Well, he did kind of make a disgusted sound after the word
All right. So
maybe
let's
he
take the
does.
map and
Yep.
Well, there's
head out.
Is there more information?
There is, if you will let me finish.
Okay.
It's nice to see that you're all self-starters, as the word might be. However, I've assigned you a truck.
A what?
Truck. Usually hauled behind horses, you'd call it a wagon. We can do a little bit better in this city. Transportation.
Oh, understood.
So you have a truck. You're responsible for it. If you lose it, well, the cost of this truck will come out of your hides. Don't do that.
We're gonna fuck this up.
Just by learning of the truck we have
Right.
to take care of.
Right.
You are just seething confidence right now.
Yeah. Now, Corporal Kraus here, he looks like a complete pile of shit, but he's a competent soldier. He will be your driver for this evening.
I fucking hate this guy.
He will make sure that you can get to the address. Now, I've also been asked by Mr. Black to make sure that the medical facilities of this house are available to you as needed. As far as local law enforcement, a bribe may sometimes work. Please gauge the individual officers very carefully. Otherwise, we have some influence here with the authorities. If you need to, when you are arrested, and please don't get arrested, produce this letter. I hand it to Melvin.
Probably a safe bet.
Good idea.
Melvin rolls it up, ties
It will-
one of his document ribbons around it.
Using that letter will cost you dearly. So, be a dear and don't get caught doing anything like, say, kicking a civilian in the face.
She came at
Everyone looks over at Hondo.
She came at me.
She asked me if I even
I'm not
lift,
going
bro.
to bother asking what the fuck is wrong with you.
I believe the phrase is "bitches be trippin'."
I believe nobody asked you.
Okay.
Yes, it is okay. So, time now is 1 in the afternoon.
Okay.
You have a few hours to get yourselves situated and any equipment taken care of that you need to. And you can expect to leave at 7 p.m. tonight.
Well, Rock doesn't really need much. If anything, he may scour the gardens to see if there's anything he might be able to borrow to fashion maybe a some sort of herbal bandage wrap. I have an herbalism kit that I could probably fashion something out of.
Okay. You're able to find something, thankfully. This is a working tree farm, so they have a reasonable amount of stuff to do with herbology around
Yeah,
here.
I'd like to see maybe if I can just fashion something to provide, at least, if not healing abilities, just some stabilization.
Sure. Make either a medicine or herbalism check, whichever you've got best in.
There's no... Well, yeah, it would just be...
Or
proficient with
nature
herbalism.
check, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
No, yeah, it's fine. Medicine I'll do. Oh, yeah. 23.
Oh, that's more than enough, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So whatever you're trying to make... Well, what are you trying to...
This is
exactly
more
put
of like
together?
just like I would like to use this as almost like a pseudo like healing potion, quote unquote, but not really a potion. It's more of just like it's like a set of bandages wrapped with certain herbs like that possess some kind of
Sure.
medicinal quality.
Yeah, make that a count as healing potion then.
Okay, like a 1d4 healing potion.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds about right.
You're welcome, guys, in advance.
Hooray!
And I guess since it's like 6 hours from now, would that be a long rest?
Yes, we can call that a long rest if
Sweet.
necessary.
Since I didn't need to use that bark skin before.
All right. So the time is now to get loaded up in the truck.
We load up.
It is a very interesting horseless carriage, the kind none of you have particularly seen before.
Yeah, again, Rock is fascinated.
What in the
It's
world?
absolutely fascinating. It's a Magitech vehicle. Some industrious lightning civil wizard pumped a whole bunch of electricity into this battery capacitor looking thing, like a jar that's sitting up near the front seat, that is just crackling with electricity and is somehow incomprehensibly to you powering this vehicle.
Dope.
Absolutely crazy. It's like the future is right now. So you guys set out, and it's a slightly long drive because this place is really on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
So we're looking at about an hour and a half to get to the city from where you are.
So it's about like 8:30 when we get there?
It's about 8:30. It has gotten dark outside. And you pull into what is honestly a nice residential neighborhood, like real upper middle class kind of stuff going on here.
It's where the most effed up stuff goes on. Nobody in the hood can afford to have a torture shed. Torture sheds only happen in the suburbs.
Do you know this from
Anyways.
experience?
But where was the Wu-Tang when they were talking about,
Torture
smashing
motherfucker?
someone's nuts and, sewing someone's ass shut and feeding them and feeding them?
Probably
and
in an
feeding them?
abandoned building.
Yeah, probably.
Taking
You
a
think
walk.
that would
Your
count
own
as a
personal
torture shed?
That's like a public domain
A
torture shed.
community torture shed? The things that happen on Shaolin. Fucking Staten Island, folks. All right, anyway, so it is about 8:30, almost approaching 9 o'clock, when Corporal Kraus pulls this Magitech vehicle up into the neighborhood here. And you are sitting in a truck, in the dark, in front of a house in a residential neighborhood.
So this is where we disembark.
All right, so this is Cheng's house, I imagine.
You are in front of Cheng's house, that is correct.
So I'm going to get into detective mode here. And by detective mode, I mean I'm going to shapeshift into a direwolf.
Oh, I was going to say shapeshift into a Girl Scout. Go knock on the door and see if they want to get girl.
And I'm going to begin sniffing around.
Okay. You smell a dog somewhere around.
Like near, like on this property.
Somewhere pretty close. Maybe not quite on this property, but there's a dog around.
Is there for the front of the house? I mean, is there like a fence? Is there a backyard? Like how is this?
There really aren't any fences, at least in the front yards. This looks a lot like a suburban neighborhood, to be honest. Like these are pretty standard looking houses, although instead of being like made with wood and vinyl shingles, it's,
No lights on or anything like that?
there is light coming from not only Cheng's house, but also several others around the area.
But Cheng's house is also lit.
Yes, it is.
I would like to make my way quietly around to the back.
Okay. Before you even make it out of the front yard, you hear a small dog really start going nuts.
That's probably my fault. I can't say anything, though. I can't speak while I'm in this form.
No, but you could kill it.
Well,
The
we
dog's,
don't know where it is.
The dog
It
is
might be
inside.
The dog comes out from the backyard of the next door neighbor,
Okay.
like she was just let out to pee or something.
How much does the dog weigh?
It appears to
dog.
be a small poodle.
Okay.
Hey, Hondo.
So I'm like
Hondo.
way larger than this thing. I'm just
Yes,
going to walk
you are.
over, play the part, and sniff its butt.
Hondo, being a huge fan of animals, has animal handling +1. He's going to try
Oh, yeah. Huge fan.
to,
Huge fan of animals.
again, in his full
How about
armor.
a huge fan
is
of
gonna
female
go,
dwarves? Are you one of those?
Not a huge fan of dwarves.
He's got a -6 in female dwarves.
Why don't you let the dog take care of the dog's?
Yeah, I'm sniffing this dog's butt.
Alright.
Do I learn anything about it?
As soon as
Sorry, I was trying so hard to remain.
Do you have any anus perception?
Anus thing is possible.
well, before you quite get to that,
Oh.
little Fifi there, her hackles are raised. She is barking at you like a large intruder in the neighborhood. She's not in the mood for butt sniffing. She's in the mood for protecting her house.
I would like to animal handling this dog.
Okay.
Math. 14.
Dog is still freaking out.
I'm gonna like respectfully back away from the dog, gesturing as myself a dog
Yeah.
of some kind, albeit much larger.
So we are not going to the house that this dog came from. Correct?
No. This dog came from the next door neighbors.
Yeah, I was just trying to.
No, that's
maybe see
fine.
if I can
I'm
calm
gonna
it down.
roll intimidation.
On the dog?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna try to scare this little shit dog back to its
Go
own.
on,
Wait,
get.
Right,
Before
no.
you do that,
He's doing it.
how much does the dog weigh?
It's like an 8-pound toy poodle.
All right.
Little dog.
Go for it.
I have an easy solution to this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to drop the die. Make it good.
Go for it.
No, you got it.
All
I want to
right.
hear yours.
Well, how far away is this dog from us?
Right now it is maybe 3 feet from Dire Wolfie's face.
Yeah. As I'm slowly backing away.
I'm gonna mage hand
It's
this
advancing
dog.
on
You're gonna mage hand the dog. It does weigh less than 10 pounds.
It does.
It does.
I'm just gonna lift it and throw it away.
So the invisible hand
I'm
picks
just
up.
I'm gonna throw it into the fucking woods.
Oh, I could have done that too.
I just wanted to use Mage Hand.
So I'm not sure if I actually ever said this on the air, but I always pictured, and I feel like I've heard someone say this before, but like it made sense to me, and I feel it the same way. I've always, even though it's supposed to be invisible, so to speak, like the mage hand.
Yeah.
I've always pictured it looking like the hamburger helper hand. You know what I'm saying?
I was more picturing like the blue meanie.
Oh, sure, yeah.
The blue meanie hand.
Well, it's your
But
hand.
like more translucent and glowing.
So that's what your mage hand
That
looks
yeah,
like.
Yeah.
that is how your mage hand manifests
So
itself.
my mage hand is the blue meanie hand, sort of like gobbles its way out of my
Being.
out of my being. I sort of
Right.
hold my fingers in a triangle formation up to my head, and I yell, "Mage hand!"
Wait, you yell it?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
I just have to. I mean, I'm Melvin. I'm sorry.
And you pick up this dog and literally just throw it.
Well, but after you manifest the hand by yelling mage hand,
Yeah.
but before you're quite able to pick up the dog,
Okay.
How are we going to die now?
yeah.
Wait, you yelled it? Yes, I yelled it.
He's Melvin. I'm sorry.
When he gives you a chance to say no, you should say no.
I'm sorry. He's Melvin.
I know.
Smash.
And okay, so 78-year-old Mrs. Piazza from next door opens her front door to see what the ruckus is. And what do you think the first thing she sees is?
A big
dog
giant blue
flying
glowing
through the
hand.
air.
A goddamn dire wolf in her front yard. Mrs. Piazza keels over from a heart attack.
Scream!
All right, I mage hand this dog back into the house. Back into the
What,
house.
you mage hand into
As
the
Mrs.
SPCA?
Piazza hits the floor, old Mr. Piazza gets up.
Jesus, no.
Javelin.
He makes it to the front door. What are you guys doing?
Well,
I'm letting Fran deal with his bed.
Well, because I don't want to
killed.
break my cover just yet, I'm going to hide first,
Going to hide.
and I'm gonna get a 12 for stealth.
12, that's fine. That gets you hidden. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I want to hide. I think hiding is a good option right now. Because we just killed an old lady, and you're in the process of whipping their dog in the face.
Hey man, I'm chaotic.
Again, don't be chaotic stupid though.
Dude, I'm getting rid of this dog. That's smart.
I mean, Rock's heart is breaking on the inside, for sure. But he realizes, unfortunately, that while he does have great compassion for living things, that there are larger things at stake here.
Right.
Because his goal is,
What does it mean to be charmed?
like they're your buddy.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna cast Charm Person on this guy and get him to go back in his house. We're not here to fight. This group has killed and assaulted two old
Everyone
women
become
tonight.
in
I'm here to
contact
fight people, not old ladies.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, if you want to charm this guy, what specifically are you going to try to charm this guy to do?
Let's go back inside.
just
To
Drag his wife inside.
yes,
drag his
yes.
wife inside and do what? Because his first primal instinct is going to be to try to find some sort of help for his companion of at least 50 years.
Now, where did she fall?
Like right in the doorway.
So she's in. So he can't even just like shut the door. Like he's gonna see.
No.
her.
You see that Rock, in his hiding spot, goes in his fur somewhere and pulls out this bandage that he just made. That has healing properties. That hopefully she can regain some hit points.
She had a heart
just
attack.
had a heart.
So as long as
You
I
gonna
get
put
her in
a
the head,
bandage
like-
on someone with a heart attack?
And you're still
Dude,
a
I've played-
dire wolf.
dude, I've
so
played
the wolf
RPGs.
is going to go over.
Amidst her first.
Dude, I've played RPGs, man. Like, first aid kits work for everything.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
So,
That doesn't
do
make
you
any
remember
sense.
Kingsman?
Kingsman? Yes.
All right. So the little monologue thing that Samuel L. Jackson has just outside the church there before the guy gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he say? This ain't that kind of movie.
Okay. So I'm gonna retcon that.
You're gonna try to
And yeah, let's just go for it, buddy.
This sort of thing
Because
might...
she's dead.
I
She's
had-
not unconscious.
She
She's
dead.
Yeah, she did.
Prestidigitation.
Could I trick him into thinking that she's still alive and just going back inside?
No.
No. I would
no.
go with the charm person, if personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly,
Uh,
you're trying to overwrite this guy's instinct to
So he's
seek
gotta make
care
a save.
for his
Can-
life partner.
Can you
He's got to
charm-
make a save.
Can you
He's,
charm him?
he's got to make a save, but you better knock this charm out of the fucking park.
Can you charm him to focus so much on his
What?
dead wife that we get to run away?
We don't want to run away. We need to go attack his neighbor's house.
The next door, yeah. But we can hide out. For
We're
a
in
second.
suburbia.
I
It sounds like-
can't talk, so I'm just gonna whimper.
No, I want him to go back inside and watch TV for 6 hours.
While his...
Yep,
okay, one,
he's under
there's
my
no
charm.
TV. Like, there
I
are
want him to
certain
go-
things charm can and cannot do here.
True that.
Like, you're
that.
asking a lot out of charm.
Try to get him to just
Or
focus on
maybe
that.
just pick her up and run to the nearest hospital.
Yeah, just leave.
Yes.
There we go. Okay, give that one a shot.
Okay. Well, no, he's got to make the save.
Oh, I just have to make a save on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Against what kind of DC?
14, right?
Oh boy. He fails the save and picks up his wife and runs down the street, yelling.
You're all fucking welcome. Again.
The eyes are on him. Thankfully, they're not on you. How much time you think you got?
Not
Is the dog
much.
still barking? Because your blue hand is ready to go.
Dude, I fucking threw this dog.
Yeah.
Inside
The dog-
and shut the door.
Dog's gone.
Yeah, where did you throw this dog?
Just inside and shut the door.
Okay, so this happened before or after the man, Mr. Piazza, picked up his wife and ran off?
Shit sandwich. The dog's back.
I don't know, man.
It happened before.
You should
I
have
mean-
thrown the dog into space.
All right,
It
so
did happen before.
It did happen before. Chronologically,
Just
it happened before.
right,
So is
given
the
the
dog
order of
back outside
operations
now?
of speaking.
Because he ran.
The dog is inside. He got flung inside and hit the wall and is stunned.
good.
Before we get into more trouble, I would like to now stealth my way around the back of Chang's house.
Okay.
And I got a 16.
Okay. So,
And I would like to keep sniffing around.
all right. The lights in the house are on. Everything appears completely normal. The next door neighbor's lights are on as well, although there's no one left in that house to turn them off.
Sure,
pretty
but there's
stunned
no...
Because you
Poodle.
killed the woman that lives there.
I didn't mean to. I feel terrible. I don't smell like blood or anything of that nature.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Is there a back patio?
There is a fence and some low-lying shrubs around that. Let's see. There's a 20-meter tall pine tree and a tool shed in the backyard and a flower garden. Let me take a look. There is no back door to the house.
There's no back door to the house.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna come back around. I would like to maybe sniff around the stoop and maybe even listen because I have advantage on perception checks relying on hearing or smell.
Okay. The house is still closed up. You don't smell anything in particular. You don't hear anything either.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Okay.
I kind of you see me kind of scratching at the door with my paws, indicating that maybe you guys should try to open the door.
Within my character description, Sidious is just going to walk up and knock on the door.
All right.
He's just
you knock
going to
on the-
walk up
you
and
knock
knock
on the door.
Chang's door. Yeah.
It's a.
One of those-
You don't hear anything. It sounds pretty hollow. One thing. Make a perception check.
Would this be hearing?
Yeah, this is a hearing perception check.
So advantage. That would be 21.
You're able to... You hear some kind of footsteps that are ways away, like down at the end of the block.
At the end of the block?
Yeah, but coming towards you probably.
I do that dog, like, like one leg up, like pointer, and like I'm pointing my snout at the source of the noise.
All right, so someone is coming this general direction, and...
From inside the house?
No,
From
from down the street.
Down the street. I'm guessing from where the old man ran with his wife.
Yeah.
Hondo asks, should we just bust in?
I mean, Sidious is going to just turn the handle on the door.
Okay, the door is unlocked. Now you smell something.
Now I smell something.
Oh, yes, you do.
What do I smell?
Death.
We move into the house and shut the door?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yep.
Sounds great. Yeah, the putrid smell is... You are in the antechamber, like in the front area of the house.
Foyer?
Yeah. Opens inward into a small antechamber. The room's about 8 feet long, 8 feet wide or so. There's an open glass door at the far end, and you can see steps upstairs, and the putrid smell of blood and decomposition is nearly overpowering.
And so I probably can't tell this where it's coming from.
No, because it's just everywhere. It's gotten into everything.
Oh, goodness. We should probably start looking around.
I
can't say that, though.
Can I take an opportunity to put on my mage armor?
You can, sure.
All right. I do my Power Ranger move again. And this time, quieter. But still with just as much emphasis. Say, mage armor.
I mean, I'm going to keep sniffing around, like maybe try to work my way.
Okay. The next room in is the living room.
Yeah, just make a sweep.
Okay. The room's in shambles. There's broken furniture everywhere, books all over the place, other household debris. Dried blood is spattered over the sofa, which sits in front of a picture window with curtains drawn facing the street. A child is pinned to the east wall by a dagger which is stuck through its mouth and into the wall itself. Flies cover the corpse, and the room is filled with the sound of buzzing. You now know where the smell is coming from.
I mean, like, Rock is, like, visibly whimpering, and, like, just, like, he feels, like, terrible at what he's seeing.
Sidious is going to walk over to the child, pull the dagger out, and examine it, see if he can determine anything from it.
Hondo helps remove the child from the wall.
So we're already fucking with the crime scene.
Yes. Yes.
Well, Sidious is a cool bitch. He does not care who dies as long as it's not him. Sorry, guys. But sucks to be y'all, because this cat's out for himself. Hardcore. Where Hoblet will fight for his friends, he'll fight when necessary.
Kid got killed.
Still dead.
He looks
Hey,
like...
maybe you want to put one of your bandages on him, see if he comes back to life?
I snarl at you as hard as I can.
Can we discern anything from the weapon that killed the child?
A almost comically large military-style knife, like...
Rambo.
Like K-bar.
Yeah, a slightly larger K-bar.
So
That's a knife. You think that's a knife?
Oh, no,
this is
that's a knife. That is a lot of knife.
Is what's his face with us? Colonel Kutz or whatever.
Kraus? No,
Kraus?
he's still in the truck.
Okay.
I'm surprised he didn't drive away after that scene.
We just created in the front fucking yard. We killed a lady.
And threw her down.
Now, I won't be able to share this information with the party, obviously, because I can't speak, but I'm going to make a medicine check to determine how long ago this kid was killed.
Okay.
15.
Looks like he's been dead for a couple of days.
I'm going to keep moving. through the
Probably,
house.
yeah, coincides right about with when they dropped out of contact.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving through the house.
I feel
Keep
like
moving
the
through the
basement,
house.
The
All right,
basement might be
so-
the
Kitchen.
Opening off of the living room is a dining room.
There you go.
The living room opens into the dining room through the north wall. Mrs. Cheng's body lies against the north wall, twisted into a gross configuration and decapitated.
Is her head there still?
Yes, but it's not quite near her.
Okay.
Clean cut.
Shane done fucked up
Yeah.
good.
The broken remains of expensive china and glassware line the floor. Dining room table has been flipped over and several of the chairs are broken. And, yeah, I would like everyone to... are you guys all investigating?
Yes.
All right, perception checks.
Eight.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay, so Rock has
well,
an 8.
yeah. Well, unless it's with smell, then I'm gonna go ahead
No.
and roll it again.
Nope, it's a visual.
Yeah. No. So then no. Just an
Hondo?
eight.
5.
2.
Sidious has a 2.
That's a 1.
Wait, hold on a second. So you rolled a 2.
Two,
You rolled a
two,
2.
two.
I rolled a 2. Like all natural 2s and then a natural 1. So neither one, no one rolled above like a natural 2.
That's...
We are the worst investigators.
Although I
Ever.
feel like to some degree Sidious is not really investigating. He's just like walking through this. Like nothing has jumped out at us yet. So like he just is looking at it as an old murder scene. People are dead, whatever, fuck it. Like we're just kind of walking.
We're still
through
looking
here.
for Chen.
Yeah, we're looking for Chang.
Right.
Like, we came here with a mission.
We haven't seen his dead body yet, so.
Right.
Okay, so you don't necessarily see anything as you're entering the room.
Okay.
What else are you guys doing in the dining room?
Is there any food still on the table?
Well,
You
there's
would
nothing
still have
on the
an
table. The
appetite.
table's been flipped over.
Yeah. No. I mean, seeing
maybe-
as how I didn't see anything in this room, I don't feel any need to further investigate because like my scan of the room didn't reveal anything.
Okay,
So because of that, I feel like I wouldn't have any desire to stay here.
okay.
I'm going to continue sweeping this first floor. You know, whatever the next room is.
All right, so how about you, Hondo? Doing
Nose to
anything?
the ground.
I asked, should we tell Klaus what we found in here? He's still outside, right? There's a bunch of dead bodies in here.
Well, do you really want to be going in and out?
No. There wasn't somebody chasing us in.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Is that because I also don't want to be caught in here.
I mean, we
All right.
heard footsteps.
So what do you got, Sidious? Doing anything?
I'm heading upstairs.
You're gonna be heading upstairs. All right, we'll cover that in a moment. Melvin.
My first instinct is to check the basement.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo mystery on our hands.
All right.
Split up.
Yes.
It's just like
So
both
there
Melvin
are
and
still
David.
rooms on this floor.
What's happening?
So there are still rooms on this floor.
Right, I was moving into whatever the next one attached
Okay,
to the
so
wall was.
you've got there's a kind of a kitchen area.
Right.
Like the other main room, the kitchen is an absolute wreck. Glass, utensils, pots, pans, cleaning stuff, canned goods are just everywhere. The refrigerator, well, the ice boxes doors are open. And everything that's in them has been pulled out and is just melted and rotting on the floor.
I mean, nothing else in here.
So this is the first floor we've checked, right? The whole first floor we've
Yeah.
checked?
Yeah, well,
Are there any other
you've
rooms
only
on the first floor?
you've only kind of glanced into the kitchen.
Right, I mean, I guess like I can make it. I'll make a perception just to see if there's anything else.
Yeah, making a perception is a good idea.
17.
17. There's something sticking out of some melted stuff. Like something shiny.
Just leave it. It's probably not.
Trot up to it.
Yeah, all right. It appears to be a crystal of some sort.
A crystal.
Yeah.
Color,
Um,
shape.
looks kind of like a large quartz crystal.
Being a dog, do you have to bark so someone can come over and pick it
Yeah,
up?
that's what I'm
Shiny
doing.
things really catch.
I mean, I
valuable.
mean, I could like pick it up with my teeth, but can I, before Hondo walks in and steals this thing,
All right.
can I can I just make an Arcana check on it?
Absolutely.
14.
There's something about it. Like
Something
it's
magical
not
or
yeah,
something
there's
different?
something magical, not quite sure what it is, but it's more than just a crystal.
I still have another wild shape. I'm going to shift back into rock.
Okay.
And, there's something about it, but it doesn't, from my assessment, it doesn't feel dangerous. It just feels like there's something about it, so I will take it. I will pick it up.
Okay. You now have that one crystal, that quartz crystal in your possession. So are you heading back out of the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. Just real quick, make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Oh, good thing I'm 14.
14. So you just catch yourself as you are tripping over Mrs. Cheng's body.
She's in the dining room?
She is, yeah. Her body is on the floor in the middle of the dining room.
Right.
You catch yourself, but as your foot hit her, you hear something clink.
Well, let's inspect the body.
Hey, look at that.
Um,
So, doing an investigation
it would be
check.
investigation, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not as good at those. That's a nat 1.
You see nothing.
Matter of fact,
I do-
some of us feel like we saw you cop a feel real quick. And we're like, oh, Rock, come on.
What? I'm just searching the body. And he says that with the most innocent look on his face. I do call over. Well, I don't even bother looking at Hondo because he's pissed me off today. So I call over to Melvin and tell him I heard something, and I also found this strange crystal in the kitchen. And I show him the crystal, but I said I heard something on the body or somewhere around the body, but I couldn't seem to find it.
Let me take a look at that body. It's dead, right?
Does that make it better? Like,
Better
Two are
or
weirdos.
better?
You know, there's a road we could go down here, guys, but let's take the high road.
It means Melvin is not comfortable around,
carcass.
Live
You know.
human women.
yeah, no,
Or
dead people.
Or dead human women. Or just human women.
He was just bracing himself for looking at a dead body, man.
All right. So you're bracing yourself. Make an investigation check on that corpse.
I'm going to. Let's see. That's 14.
Okay. So yes, in her hand is a medallion.
Okay.
The medallion has a raised skull-like face on one side and rune-like carvings on the other.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Well, hang on. It is
Okay.
made of platinum, is about 4 centimeters across. And, making a check, there is... I mean, there's something about it, but you can't really tell what's going on with the skull or the rune carvings on there.
Would a religion check be in order?
Sure, you can make one.
17.
A 17. So you can't read it, but you can tell that it's written in Infernal.
Infernal?
Infernal.
Interesting.
Anarchy.
Yeah, you're walking upstairs though,
Yeah.
so you don't need. You're not seeing any of this.
No. I didn't want to be. You guys were being weird with the dead bodies and shit. I'm out of here.
All right.
Just walking upstairs. I don't
So you are heading upstairs.
Yep.
All right. Heading up into the second floor. You'll start out in the hallway. There's a little bit of light still in the hallway. Some papers litter the floor in front of an open doorway.
Just one doorway up here.
There are... The litters are in front of a doorway on the left. There's also another one further back on the left, and there's 2 on the right. Yeah, that's about it.
Let's maybe. No, I'm in it to win it here. I'm gonna just take a look in the room that's open. You said the one that's open
The one
with
the papers?
the papers in front of it.
Okay. So the office has been completely destroyed. There's a cabinet at the end that's been turned over, and there's drawers of the desk. They've been pulled out all over the place. So there was a plant in a pot that's been torn out. So all of
That's
the
just rude.
yeah, all of the papers, which look like they're all like magical type stuff, although you're not a terribly magical person. It's all Greek to you, but it's all wizard crap. The potted plant's been ripped out. There's still a closed box on top of the desk.
Perhaps it should not be closed anymore.
Okay.
Sidious can walk over and open that thing up, as it appears to be the only thing.
So you just
In
roll
order
up
in the
and
room.
open the box?
Yep.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
And he did roll up and open the box. That's what he did.
You are hit by 3 fragments from an explosion. Each do, let's see, that's 2, 5, and 4, so that's 9, 10. Take 11 damage. And the explosion blows out the windows on the on the side of that room.
Think I found something up here, men.
As you say, with like your hair and everything.
Right,
blown
right,
back.
right. My already blackened skin is blackened.
I mean, I'll lumber my way up there and see what the hell he just did. So do I even? Is there no chest on this table anymore? Is it just?
It's been destroyed. It was a booby-trapped box.
Don't open any boxes that you might find.
What? I mean, Sidious, you see that the rest of the house is in shambles. Why would you expect an undisturbed item to be of anything not suspicious?
You found a crystal on the ground.
We don't need to talk about that. It's safe with me.
Okay. So, you, with your good passive perception, can hear some yelling going on outside at street level.
Oh, shit. Is there... Wait, the window that just got blown the fuck out, is that on the side of the house?
It's on the side of the house. So if you're facing it from the front, it's on the left side of the house.
I would like to go maybe peer out the front window, maybe next to the door if there is one.
You can see that someone across the street has come out into his doorway and is looking around.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy. I mean, doesn't seem like he's noticed the...
What house it is, or what's... Yeah.
Right. I will inform the group that, Sidious's little stunt has definitely drawn some attention to us, and that we should make haste because I feel like our time here is very limited.
Okay, so from the office, there's another room towards the front of the house, and then there's the other rooms on the second floor. So right now,
I mean, do the papers
Sidious
say
is on the
anything?
second floor, and Rock, you've gone up to the second
Yes.
floor now, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Is there like those papers that are shown about the floor? I mean, those are just probably from the office, right?
Those
They've
are
probably been incinerated.
Yeah,
now.
just magical papers. A lot of them have been incinerated.
Yeah.
There's still a room in the front of the house.
Okay, well, let's check it out.
Okay. There is a magical supplies bag up there.
Ooh. But wait, undisturbed?
Well, it's been tipped over, but it does look like the bag of magical supplies that was kind of mentioned in the same sentence as Cheng.
Right. I would like to just inspect it, though, to make sure that...
Okay. Do an investigation check
Yeah.
on it.
Oh, it's not great. 6.
6. So, it's a heavy bag, and you dump a whole bunch of stuff out of there. It still feels like a heavy bag.
Ah. Okay. I mean, I'll very carefully lift it up
Okay.
and hoist it over my shoulder.
All right. Sounds good. So you've got that bag.
So that's one thing we came here to look for.
All right. So you've got that. Now you exit through the gallery area back into the office,
Yep.
and there are still several other rooms up there.
Let's cross the hall from there.
Across the hall is a bedroom. A teenager lies in a dried pool of blood at the foot of his bed. His hands still clutch the bed sheets, which are half dragged off onto the floor. He was killed by a single sword thrust that severed his spine. There is a stain further up the bed where the assailant obviously cleaned off his blade. The room has been partially ransacked. So there's a dead Mrs. Chang and 2 dead kids.
It's horrible. I'll inspect the teenager as well.
Okay.
Oh, 20 that time for investigation.
It is just a kid in his pajamas.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure there's not like random things scattered about, but that's still horrible.
I'll move down the hall to the next. Is it the furthest door? There's 2 fire doors we haven't gone in, or is there just one left?
There's still 2 more doors on this floor.
So I'll check the one on the right.
The one on the right. Master bedroom has been thoroughly torn up. Among the debris,
The master bedroom.
yeah, is a short sword and about 100 gold worth of various valuables like jewelry and stuff.
You know what?
I have no interest in material possessions, so.
Hondo asks, "Can I put these in your bag?" 100 gold stuff.
Just says whatever you need to do.
It sounds like they hit kind of a hard surface when they go into the bag.
Is there anything else in the room?
In the master bedroom? No.
There's that short sword.
Well, yes, there's a short sword.
Anybody want a short sword?
I have no interest in.
I have a dagger. I feel like I'm not going to use it even if I take it.
I mean, is the short sword look any?
Yeah,
Does it look
special in
ornate
any way?
or anything special about it, or does it look like a pretty run?
No, it's a standard short sword.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's the murder weapon.
The short sword is not.
Okay.
No bodies in here though.
That short sword looks like it has never been used.
Leave that alone.
No, no bodies in there.
I have a feeling we're going into the basement soon.
Yeah, there is a basement still.
We have
There's
one more door
one
to
room
check.
left. Might as well look at it, but
All right.
Yeah.
There's a nursery, the baby's room, the one that was pinned to the wall.
right.
It has been completely untouched. A child's clothes and playthings are neatly arranged around the room.
I find that creepier.
Yeah. Like ridiculously creepy.
I sort of want to ransack the baby's room.
Just to make it
Okay.
seem like...
Really?
Yeah. Sidious is going to go through everything.
Everything?
Everything. Hopefully
Okay.
not blow myself up again.
Okay. I mean, are we talking about, like, literally everything? Make a perception check. We're going to call it a perception, actually. Make that an investigation with that roll, I'm sorry.
13.
A 13. So when you go tearing into the crib mattress, you find about 500 gold worth of notes in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chang was shitting in somebody's mouth and not.
Is that the phrase? Is that how you say it? Is that
shop, that's doo-doo, baby.
It's... I literally can't even right now.
Okay.
So we're really running low on time here.
We really are.
Yeah, you guys really are running low on time. But there is a basement.
Let's get into the basement.
I mean, let's check it out
Let's
now.
truck into the
Okay.
basement.
We need to get the hell out of here.
The basement's unfinished and filled with junk. On the boxes of old stuff, unused and broken furniture, piles of wood, they've been disturbed. But otherwise, the area appears to have been more or less overlooked by the raiders. There's a kind of a washing tub at the far end of the basement.
No sign of Chang.
Yeah.
So
And does anyone have dark vision?
I actually don't. And
I have
nor does
dark vision.
Hondo.
You have dark vision.
60
Okay, so
Wow,
you would be able
I
to
was
see
going to
in the
say
basement.
something at the beginning like, oh, great, my guy's got 60 foot of dark vision, but I didn't want to start that. But turns out,
Only half of us have dark vision.
F&A, Cotton.
I mean, I have
F&A.
dark vision when I'm shapeshifted.
Yeah, so I also have dark vision. 60 foot worth.
High five.
All right, so do you guys with dark vision want to investigate the basement?
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right,
I'm
make some
investigating
investigation
shit.
checks.
Dang. 8.
You got
6.
Melvin. All right, so nothing appears to be all that special in the basement.
Give one of them the inspiration.
Mm-mm. No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
You can, actually. But no, it's not worth it.
Not to find out what's in a crusty basement.
Yep.
Unless it's Chang's body and it saves us like the whole.
Nope. There is no Chang to be found just yet.
Well, are we headed back out towards the commotion that we started earlier? I'm
There are
500.
no other rooms in this building.
I am 500 gold richer, so.
Yeah.
Checked all the rooms. On the first floor, do we check all the rooms? We checked the. there was a
You've
living
checked
room,
pretty much
kitchen,
the
and dining
whole
room, yeah.
first floor.
The whole, yeah.
Check the second floor.
Yeah.
And
Did a cursory check of the basement.
right, because we can't,
Perceive anything.
Yeah. And
Can I just like walk into the basement further and see if I stumble over anything?
you managed to not stumble over anything else. Is there anything specific you're looking at in the basement?
I'm gonna look at the wash tub.
Okay, you look at the wash tub. Make a second perception check around the wash tub.
It's a 15.
That's a 15. Something is not quite right on the wall behind the wash tub.
Okay.
So there is a secret panel behind the wash tub that opens into another room, and it isn't completely shut.
It isn't completely shut.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And behind that panel is a lever.
Don't push the red button.
It's not red, it's a lever.
It's always a red button.
How far away am I from the lever?
Well, if you're looking at the washing tub, not far.
Okay. I'm gonna mage hand the lever.
I was just going to say back
you
up.
mage hand the lever. The lever opens a secret door on the north wall, revealing a secret room.
Is the room lit?
It is, but only faintly, like a couple of pretty much burnt to the nub candles in there.
Right, so I'll
These were some long use candles.
Right, I'll work my way out to where the light is because I can
Okay.
see a little bit now.
Okay.
An old scrying rig sits on a coffee-stained wooden table. A broken cup
How's a
lies on
scrying rig?
essentially a way of using magic and crystals to communicate.
Wow.
And locate.
Yeah.
Ah.
But in this situation, it would be outbound communications.
So this is probably how he was communicating with Ariane Black, or like his people.
Yeah.
Sort of like a magic ham radio.
Right. Interesting. Anything else noteworthy in here?
Okay, so there's a notepad on the table
Okay.
with the number 109 written on it. You got that, and there's a broken cup on the ground. I think I mentioned that already.
Anything special about the cup?
So on the notepad, there's 109. There's also 34221 written on there.
Okay.
All right. So does anyone want to make like, is there an intuition check?
Insight.
Insight. Yeah. If anyone wants to make an insight check.
I'm very wise.
Yeah.
Only 10 though.
Only 10. Okay. Anybody else?
19.
19. All right. So I think you can kind of put this together that he was about to transmit with this rig before something disturbed him and he had to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right. So he took off and left his family in the dust.
To die.
Brutally.
Yeah, to get pretty fucking brutally murdered.
He might be hiding somewhere. Do you think he might be hiding somewhere?
Not in this house.
No.
It's been turned over.
Not this one room we're in.
Well, yeah, but this is we're in the room.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in here.
I don't know.
I mean, Chen took off. I don't know where. Is there another safe? Is there another panic room? You know, does he have like a transmission room and a panic room?
I don't know. I'm gonna.
Right.
Melvin just sort of calls out into the dark. You know, cautiously. Cheng, if you're in here. God damn it.
From outside the front door, you hear, "Who's there?"
Outside the front door of the house?
Yeah.
We're in the basement.
We can hear that shit?
We can hear that shit? Yeah.
Well, there was an explosion a little while ago, and
Right.
now someone's hearing voices from inside the house.
Yeah. So, about that.
I think
didn't say it-
asking
I didn't
who's
s-
there
I didn't
is...
say it loud enough. I said
I would
cautiously.
like to take this moment to cast Pass Without a Trace.
Wait, can you shapeshift again?
Not right now. I'm actually going to cast Pass Without a Trace instead. and give us all +10 to our stealth and make us undetectable except by magic.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say I didn't say that loudly at all.
Yeah, well, just in case. Now if they come in, they won't probably be able to see us.
I was gonna say you should have shapeshifted into Chang. Go answer the door.
No, I can only. It's wild shape.
No.
No, and I can only shapeshift into challenge rating 1 or lower that I've encountered before. So now we're all masked by magic.
All right.
And the front door was the only way out of this house?
Yeah.
You didn't hear anyone respond in the house, so Cheng's probably not.
Oh no, I blew up a couple windows on the second floor. We could hop out of.
Also true.
On our way in, I'm gonna pick up that cup and see if anything's wrong with it.
No, it was just broken when it got quickly swept off the
I
door.
do think we should duck out the window instead of the front door.
Yeah.
So, what's your move? Pass without a trace? We going out the front door? Or we hopping out the windows?
Well, I would like
Can
to
we come
maybe
in through
hopefully.
the back?
No, there's no back door.
Oh.
One way in, one way out, which is
Alright.
really inconvenient for the person who is tending the garden in the back that they have to walk all the way around the house every time
Yeah.
they want to go water the plants. But listen, I'm not the architect. I mean, I think Chen is long gone.
What if?
I don't think he's in this house anymore.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
would-
yeah.
It's time.
I would like to see maybe if we can wait out the person at the front door, because that's the way out. I'm not hopping out a second-story window. I'm a
no, I'm
giant.
just
He is
saying.
huge.
They've heard voices, and we blew up a second-story room on this house. Like they're not just gonna be like, oh, probably nothing's going
Yeah,
on.
well, I mean, if nosy neighbor's gonna walk in the house, then we'll just sneak out right past him and get into the truck and get the fuck out. Is kind of what I'm saying.
Is the truck still out front?
We're still. In the
Yes, it
basement,
is.
Okay.
We hope it is.
Well, how?
Yeah, as far as you know, the truck is
Okay,
still there.
So can we
we
sneak upstairs?
we sneak upstairs.
I mean,
Okay.
We still kind of have to roll stealth, but you get +10, so don't fuck it up. +10 plus whatever bonuses you already have. So I got,
22.
yeah, 26.
30.
Yeah, Hondo?
9 and 19.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay, so everybody makes it up the stairs. Not long from then, maybe within a couple of minutes, looks like a couple of city guardsmen come in through the front door.
Oh boy, and they're gonna walk into quite a fucking grisly scene.
Oh yes, they are. You are now in the middle of an active murder investigation.
Okay, is the front door wide open still?
Yes, it is, although you couldn't tell if there are any people out front.
Right. Well, we're gonna just continue our slow and
Creep.
steady creep
Walk. Yes.
walk, trying to make sure that we keep a wide berth of any other humanoid people in
That's
this house.
Great. As you're coming down the stairs, I would like another stealth check from everyone.
Coming down the stairs?
Yes.
Coming down what stairs?
Going out the front
You were
door.
on the you were on the second floor. If you're looking to escape.
We were in the basement. We came up the basement stairs.
Oh, okay. I thought you went to the second floor.
No. We went just
From
up
the
first floor.
okay, so you're
Basement
coming
to
up
first
from the
floor.
basement. I apologize.
Yeah, we're moving our way towards the front door.
Yes.
Yeah, we're already on the first floor.
Well, now you're coming back up to the first floor from the basement, right?
Yes.
I thought
that was
the
that
initial
first roll. That was the initial roll. Was like sneaking our way upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Upstairs. All right.
Yes.
So
should have clarified.
you are stealthed in the vicinity of the dining room kitchen.
Yes.
In pretty much the same room are at least no less than 2 detectives looking to detect things.
Right.
If you're gonna, if you want to try to make it out the door, make some stealth checks.
I mean, I can't teleport us out of here, so like I don't know how else to get out.
I
Yeah.
can teleport myself out of here, but I can't teleport.
y'all are
all of
literally
us
in the
out
middle
here.
of an active murder investigation.
Are we still undetectable in everything but magic?
We are only able to be detected by magical means.
Unless we roll like a -10.
Even then, I mean, I guess
Yeah, spell out to me exactly how is Pass Without
I will
Trace
read
work.
you the exact text.
Good, because I feel like this is really important right now.
This is very important for our survival.
Yeah.
We're gonna get killed.
I really don't want to use that get out of jail free card because it's going to cost us.
Cost a lot. You're not getting out of jail for an auto accident or beating up a
A
rando
veil
in
of
the fucking,
shadows and silence
Yeah,
radiates from you,
Yeah.
masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a +10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
Okay.
For up to an hour.
For up to an hour, and I'm concentrating on it.
That doesn't make you invisible. It just means they can't follow you except by magical means.
I mean, it's a veil of shadows and silence radiating from me, masking myself and my
So we're just
companions from detection.
shadowed.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just like shadows.
Yeah. Well, make those stealth checks because I feel
gonna
like
make-
that could still be
yeah.
bungled.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
Could be.
21.
Are we going to go full hapless heroes on that?
28.
Not quite.
28. Okay, how about this side of the table from Sidious and Melvin?
Is this a new roll?
Yes, this is a
Okay.
new roll for everyone.
Did you just roll that?
God damn it.
13.
That's
What?
15.
12.
12. That is good enough. I'm giving you guys this pass.
Lord!
Because if anybody got below a 10, you were all properly fucked
We couldn't
with
get
something
below a 10.
serrated.
Yeah, we couldn't have gotten below a 10.
Right.
That's why mine was the second lowest.
You would have to
roll.
nat 1 it to
Yeah,
like fuck
well,
it up. Yeah. But
that
you're still
would've done
fishing
it.
for it, yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
still have to fish for the ones, especially at this table.
In the active and murder investigation.
That we're sneaking up.
There's 2 dead kids here.
I'm so glad I prepared
And
that
a dead
spell.
woman.
Dead woman.
And not to mention the dead neighbor.
And the exploded bomb.
Well, we know that Fran did. We know that Fran killed the
I feel
lady
like
next
I've
door.
gone way too easy on you guys tonight.
You really have, and I really appreciate it because this has been a shit show. I mean, can we just sneak out the fucking front door and like hop in the truck and hopefully nobody
Yeah.
notices?
That's what we're going for.
That's going to be a close one. There are several other detectives out on the front lawn.
Of course they are.
Yeah. And you have to get past them to get to the truck.
Let's do it, guys.
Alright.
If you fuck up, Hondo, don't forget you have inspiration. Or if somebody fucks up here, give them inspiration.
Yes.
I felt it too.
All right, what do we got, Melvin?
It's a 32.
32. That's absolutely fantastic. How about you, Sidious?
19.
A 19. Hondo.
29.
All right. And
28.
28. Okay, so you guys make it somehow into the back of the truck.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna give like a.
Do you know what they do to
a
kid
very
killers
light
in jail?
Tap on like the where the
I'm
driver is.
just gonna do a message to the driver.
Oh yeah, a telepathic little message.
Telepathic message. What's this guy's name again?
Fox.
Colonel
Kuds.
Kraus.
Colonel
Corporal,
Kraus.
Corporal Kraus. I'm
Let's get
sorry.
the fuck
definitely
out
not
of
Colonel.
here. We fucked up inside real bad.
He breathes out under his breath. Everything you do is a fuck up. Everything.
We got the
Somehow you have managed to fuck up breathing.
bag
I don't know. I don't understand. Everyone is just going to lay the fuck low for a minute. And we are somehow going to get this truck out of here. And if I hear one goddamn word from any of you, Mrs. Piazza will not be the only dead person on this block.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Piazza.
That nice old lady with the dog. What was her name?
I'm just loving the innocence of this dude thinking that Mrs. Piazza was the only dead person on the block.
Right. He has
He
no
wasn't
idea
in the house.
carnage that
He
we've
doesn't
seen.
know.
Yeah.
You don't know what I've seen, man.
He
Drive.
Bless him,
manages
man.
to start up the vehicle and roll away slowly. And as he hits the first stop sign and makes a right. Okay, so tell me, what the hell happened in there?
So we proceed to tell him about the dead bodies.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
And the bag and the lack of Chen.
What about
And
the
the
bag?
We have the bag. I have
Okay.
the bag.
So we've got a bag.
Yep.
There's something
There's
else.
no Cheng,
There's something
there's
weird
3
about
dead
this bag,
bodies,
though.
and I'm supposed to be happy about a fucking bag.
I found a crystal. We also.
Oh
have-
my gosh. The hippie found a crystal. Whoop-de fucking do.
Drippy's done.
And in a secret room downstairs, we found this notepad that had several number sequences written on them. Maybe
Well, look
maybe
at
a
that.
potential transmission.
The tree person knows what numbers look like.
I am not having any of this. But I'm just going to put on a smile and just nod.
I told you, this guy's a
But I'm screaming on the inside. I'm screaming on the inside.
Well,
Wasn't there something like weird in the bag? Like, didn't we like not fully inspect the
I
bag?
didn't look at all
Oh,
in the bag.
yeah.
I just took it. It's probably like a bag of holding or something. Given the fact that like it took a
few
second for
things
something to
fell out.
clink
Yeah.
before it went into the bag, and the fact that things fall out of it and it's still heavy. But that's metagaming. That being said, did someone find a medallion?
I found a medallion with. I found a medallion, and it had writing in infernal.
Oh wait, yeah, you can read that.
I can,
Serious.
but I don't know if he said it out loud that he had.
He just said it.
he
now.
yeah he just said it in character voice, so
Bring
I'm
it o-
Melvin.
Oh boy.
we know.
Sidious motions for him to bring it over as he wants to take a look and try to read.
All right.
Well, not try to read. He can read.
Yes.
Sidious is literate.
It is definitely in that. The runes are identifiable as infernal, but they mean nothing, as if the engraver strung together the letters KQWPMT.
Kill motherfucking Depeche Mode.
That means nothing to me. It's not even like an anagram. There's no vowels.
Yeah, it's just gibberish in infernal. So you guys have got that, and you are en route back to the safe house with a Corporal Kraus who is finding whole new ways to be disappointed in all of you. I mean, 4 dead bodies, an explosion, and police on the scene.
Oh, the dead bodies weren't our fault.
And we're not shook.
Okay, one of them might have been.
What was that nice old lady's name with the dog?
Oh, good old Mrs. Piazza.
Whatever happened to her?
She's fucking dead.
I feel awful about that, and I do feel awful about Chang's family as well.
The dog is only stunned, so there's that.
At least you didn't
At least the
murder
dog's
dog
still alive.
looking
I
at
mean,
the
I did
wall.
try to sniff its butt in an effort to
Yes.
pacify it.
Good old Mr. Piazza will come home after burying his wife of 50 years to find a mildly concussed poodle.
Oh, this was a bad day, guys. This was a bad day.
I found 500 gold and got to see a bunch of dead bodies. So.
Yeah, maybe don't say that out loud.
No, it wasn't a bad day.
All right.
Good day.
So you make it back to the house.
Uh-huh.
And I imagine you want to report to Raul Merced.
Yeah, we're going to do that, but I'm definitely going to look dejected as we walk our way in to meet him.
I think we should definitely let him know that there's something up with this bag.
Yeah.
So, Corporal Kraus has given me a minor briefing, but I would love to hear from the horse's mouth. So, gentlemen, what do you have?
I'm not talking anymore.
You
This is
shouldn't have been in the first place.
Not my strong suit.
We found a bag,
A bag.
and a heavy, endless bag.
Did anyone bother to look in the bag?
We emptied it out.
No, we didn't.
Okay,
Slung it over my shoulder.
dumping crap out of a bag and looking in a bag are not the same thing.
We did not look in the bag.
No, sir. Nobody looked in the bag.
Hondo with his inspiration.
You are, without a goddamn doubt, the worst investigators I have ever seen.
I take the bag off my shoulder and open it up and peer inside.
Okay, it looks empty.
I reach my hand in.
So you hit a surface that hits your hand before you would expect the bottom of the bag to be there.
Before,
Yes.
and I'm just gonna feel it.
It feels like a hard surface.
Is there anything to grab onto?
You can feel around. I would make an investigation check.
Hey, 19.
Yes. There's an easy little area at the end where you can lift up the very obvious false bottom of this bag.
Yeah, I'm going to lift that up.
And out you pull a notebook, some shipping invoices, and what appears to be some rudimentary photographs or something like photographs. some sort of magical daguerreotype, maybe? I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's look at them. We'll spread them out on like a table or something.
All right.
Maybe put them up on like a big board. We'll get like some red string.
Yeah.
Start maybe tying things together, you know.
These are copies and not originals.
They're what?
So none of the
Copies, not
these are all none
okay.
of these are originals, but they're all copies. One of them is a notebook. The copied pages contain about 100 names and figures. So names and dollar amounts.
I mean, we're discussing this with Raul.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I'll look into these names. What else do we have? We have shipping invoices. Each of these reveals a delivery of 5 to 10 crates, each labeled food. And they're going to a shipping company that's towards the southwest side of the city.
Obviously, the next
Yeah.
stop.
The Binion Shipping Company.
Binion?
Binion. Binion. A handwritten delivered appears at the bottom of all but the most recent invoice, and each of them has a cargo shipping ID number.
Is the ID number 109-34221?
No. 109 and 34221 are two different things.
Fair enough. Just asking.
Yep. And then there are photos.
What are
Or
the
something like photographs.
Photos of.
Nudes?
It's something none of you guys have ever been exposed to before. It's like still
Nudes.
images of real life printed on paper.
Yeah, I mean.
Which is absolutely, God, for you, this is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
You've never seen
I'm
paintings
actually even like
this
peering
detailed.
into it to see if maybe there's like this is like an
Yeah.
extra dimensional space or something.
Yeah.
That I'm like looking into.
So, different things. The first, an exit sign, like off of a roadway, that reads the Sentinel Industrial Park. The second is a paved road leading into what looks like an industrial complex of some kind, like a bunch of buildings used for something. Around it is a really high fence with barbed wire at the top. A sign on the lawn says, Binion's Shipping, the fast with the finest.
Okay, so this is like our This is like just
This
pictures
is,
of
a place.
the place.
Third photograph, a turnoff leading down a road into the woods. The fourth, a close-up of two Rottweiler-looking dogs roaming between two tall fences, which seem to be about 10 feet apart. So in the fifth photo is an absolutely gorgeous woman wearing probably a little less clothing than she should be in public,
Nice.
but still wearing it in public.
Nicer.
In the background is a jewelry store, Jewels International. She's a pretty hot chick, but you don't know who she is. In front of a Jewels International. The sixth photo is a carriage with horses, backed up to a loading bay at the complex seen in the other pictures. There are two heavily armored guards in plate mail and carrying what appear to be some fairly ornate long swords. Yeah. And they're just watching over this shipment being unloaded. Seventh, a picture of a fancy government building taken from across the way. This is definitely marble, and there appear to be, steampunk elements on it.
Did we see this building maybe on a train ride in? Like, was it maybe something from...
There are so many huge buildings.
So,
you wouldn't
probably
be
not.
able to pick this one out.
Okay.
Yeah. You can ask around at the table. Maybe someone here would know. You haven't seen it before, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess we're going to show it to Raul
Yep. And that appears to be City Hall.
of Tarantus.
Yes. Tarantus City Hall.
Okay. This is intriguing.
Yeah. The eighth picture, city guardsmen stand in front of the entrance to that building. They stand at the top of the stairs with their hands folded behind their backs. The ninth picture, a hallway is seen from someone peeking around a corner. A gate blocks passage down the hallway. And the 10th picture is the mayor of Tarantus having a drink of some sort of clear liquid at a bar. Could be water, could be a highball full of vodka for all you know.
Is there like some sort of cork board we can put all these up on?
Do we have any red yarn at our disposal?
Yep.
Is there an 11th
There
picture?
are really no dots to connect at this point, though. But
Well,
Yeah.
Right, we don't know what
did we hear all the contents of all the pictures?
Yep. So those are the contents of all the pictures. So we've got that out of the magical supplies bag. You've got the medallion that has a very distinct skull motif and some characters in Infernal that you can't quite decipher.
KQW PM.
it's some sort of
You've got-
magical crystal.
The notes, and you've got the crystal.
Yes.
So are we doing anything with the crystal?
Well, I'm going to put it onto the table with the rest of the stuff.
Interesting, Merced says. This definitely looks like it could be something containing stuff. Some of the mages around here have taken to putting information in these crystals.
Oh. Is there someone we can have that can read it?
That's possible. And Merced steps out into the hallway and brings in a mage. The mage comes in with some specialized equipment and puts the crystal in and points the thing at the white wall and starts channeling some power into it. And some images start coming up on the wall as though they're being projected out of the crystal.
Huh.
These 7 grisly pictures show the mayor wasting people near open graves, like executing them and dumping them into open graves somewhere in the woods.
Bitch. Jesus. Oh. This guy looks like a fucking terrible person.
Chang found some shit.
Chang found some shit.
The ground is covered with pine needles, and at least one of the pictures, large flower petals appear. And they are bright red.
I would like to maybe just see if I know what these flowers are.
They're red.
Crybiscus.
Red crybiscus. There you go.
Red crybiscus. Got
And
it.
they are native to the area.
Well, that's going to be helpful for me later on. The reason I ask is because I can cast as a ritual, locate animals / plants.
Yeah.
And I might be able to ritual cast that and locate find the location of where those flowers are, and we might find like the location of these graves, so to speak.
All right. So Raoul Merced stands up from his well-appointed chair at the end of the table. Well, gentlemen, it looks like you've got your work cut out for you. We have a little bit of investigating to do here.
That's for sure.
We're really good at that.
I mean, Rock is visibly upset at the actions of this mayor. You know, like he looks disturbed. This is not what he came back to civilization to find. You know, he did not expect this. That people could still be so horrible. So he's gonna rest, and we're gonna get right back at it.
Yep. And that will happen the next time we choose to reinvestigate this arc at some unknown point in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, we have been the Hapless Heroes on our first extended special, and it's so nice to be bringing this to you guys. If anyone's interested, the module that I'm adapting is called Injection. It's for Battlebards of the 23rd Century, and that game is made by SSDC Incorporated. They were a Buffalo local company. They're really awesome. I believe they're working on a new edition of that game. It's definitely something worth checking out. But anyway, we have been the Hapless Heroes, and to my left, playing Rock, we have Francesco.
Good night.
Playing Hondo the Merciless, we have John.
Good night.
Portraying Sidious, we have James.
Till next time.
And last but not least, portraying Melvin, we have Zach.
I'm Melvin Illuminumion.
thanks so much for listening, guys, and putting up with 3 hours of me bloviating into a mic. It's been awesome, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
If you guys like what you heard, you can find us on Twitter. We're at Hapless Heroes, or you can drop us a line at haplessheroes@gmail.com. Want to just throw a shout out to Tim at Tabletop Audio. He's been providing and helping us provide all of the amazing soundscapes you've been hearing that kind of help give us, breathe some life into these worlds that myself and Dave are lovingly craft. And I just want to say thank you all for sticking with us and understanding that life happens and sometimes we have to adapt and just do little things like this to fill in the gaps in time.
Yeah, but trust me, this is going to have an impact on the story when everything catches up to
That's
itself.
right. This is all canon.
Yeah.
God. So with that, I guess I love all of you. And thank you, Dave, for writing this on such short notice.
Yeah, no problem. This is going to keep going. Like this, we've only just scratched the surface of the dead bodies here.
I'm deeply intrigued and I want to do this again, tomorrow.
True.
Yeah. At some point, now that I've got time, I actually have to write character encounters for this.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night. Thank you.
Bye.